lets it go.
Now, let's head to the stadium with the voice of the Badgers, Dr. Jeff Root.
As the Arkadelphia Badgers season rolled into its third and final week of the non-conference schedule, Arkadelphia has defeated a 6A team that made it to the 2018 semifinals and a team that made it to the 6A finals. The 2-touchdown win last week against Benton was especially impressive given the size and depth of the Panthers. The rest of the state has been sufficiently impressed to rank Arkadelphia number 1 in Class 4A and in the top 10 overall, regardless of the size of the classification. It is an impressive 2-0 start for Arkadelphia. This is Jeff Roots along with Caleb Bird, Jack Bennington, Jim Rothwell, and Chris Babb, bringing you the action tonight as the Badgers take on the highly ranked Wynne Yellow Jackets here at Badger Stadium. Wynne is a 5A team picked to win its conference, and they're 1-0 on the year with an impressive 27-21 win at Marion last week. Chris Babb will interview Arkadelphia head coach J.R. Eldridge when we come back in 2 minutes.
Price & Company Insurance and Bonds in Arkadelphia is a 100% fully independent agency, meaning that you'll be working with insurance agents who have an in-depth knowledge of multiple insurance products, companies, and guidelines, not just one. Contact Price & Company Insurance and Bonds today for your needs at 1015 Caddo Street in Arkadelphia or by calling 870-246-5573. Price & Company Insurance and Bonds says, "Go Badgers!"
Under perfect conditions, your car traveling at 65 miles per hour can stop in about 300 feet. That's the length of a football field.
But a fully loaded tractor trailer, one that weighs 80,000 pounds, will take 2 football fields to stop. And that's if the driver is rested, paying attention, and the truck and load is properly maintained.
If you're in an accident with a big truck, call 1-800-CAR-WRECK.
Get the experienced team that's going to be on your side, by your side.
As a family-owned sporting goods supplier since 1950, Southwest Sporting Goods understands the value of customer service and is committed to providing the best quality customer service and merchandise available. Southwest Sporting Goods is located in Arkadelphia, but also has salesmen that cover the entire state of Arkansas to help ensure that their customers will receive the best customer service and pricing that can be found. Southwest Sporting Goods, located in downtown Arkadelphia, supporting the Badgers since 1950.
What if a bank didn't just make home loans, but taught responsible home ownership? What if a bank didn't just make business loans, but actually trained successful entrepreneurs? And what if a bank didn't just help you use credit, but helped you build and repair it? That would be a different kind of bank. Southern Bancorp, a bank on a mission to be wealth builders for everyone. Learn how you can bank differently at banksouthern.com/whatif.
Badger pregame show, ArkadelphiaBadgerTV.com. It had kickoff between Arkadelphia and Wynne just a few minutes away. Chris Babb here visiting with Arkadelphia head coach J.R. Eldridge. And Coach, last week we talked about the team getting off to a good start. You continued that good start last week against Benton, and you'll try to continue that good start again. It's a week-to-week deal. Obviously 2-0. The coaching cliche is you got to win the next one. You're 0-0 this week. But it seems like your team to this point has really bought into that week-by-week mentality and not letting the season get too big for each week.
Yeah, I think our players have done a great job of buying into that. Done a really good job of just taking it one day at a time, focusing on having energy, effort, and focus in each practice. And feel like our players did an excellent job of that last week in preparation for Benton. We had a short week this week to practice for Wynne, but again, I think we've learned a lot over the years. I think we've got a mature group of senior leaders that have done a good job of really leading our team and helping everyone on our football team understand how important practice is and how important the focus that we have in practice is to have a fun Friday night, in this case, Thursday night.
I know you in conversations you and I had after the Benton game, I know you got a phone call from another coach saying, Coach, that was a physical football game. As a coach who preaches physicality to your teammates, you have to have been proud the first 2 weeks of the physical nature of your football team as far as tackling, blocking, everything in all facets of the game.
Well, and I think that it says a lot about our players and their willingness to buy into the way that we try to play football at Arkadelphia, and that's, be vicious, violent, relentless. Be physical. Try to dominate your opponent. I feel like our players have really done a good job of trying to own that and to buy into that philosophy. And we try to teach it from the time they're in 7th grade till they're done in 12th grade. So really proud of our football team up to this point, and in the way that they have prepared, and then the way that they have played in the game. We had a tough second quarter versus Benton, but I was really proud of our team coming out in the second half and just how physical they were and how much they wanted to win that football game.
You mentioned the Benton game. I'll come back to that and talk a couple of individual performances in that Benton game. But you just mentioned in your in the comments about physicality for the 7th grade, all the way down to the 7th grade. Let's take a little detour a second and talk about the junior high teams. And also, this is the first year that the Badger football program has been working with 5th and 6th grade. Big numbers in the 5th and 6th grade, 46, I believe, of those young men who are getting indoctrinated into Badger football. Talk about just for a minute or two about the younger groups that you're preparing for the future.
Well, I think, starting at the youngest age, as far as 5th and 6th grade goes, I'm really excited about being involved with that program. And we've got former Badgers coaching those players: Jakari Howe, Chris Oliver, Jerron Dixon, Jeff Blake, Rashad Young, just to name a few that are coming out and really trying to instill in them the same things that were instilled in those coaches when they were playing Badger football. And I think it's been really fun for the 5th and 6th graders up to this point. They haven't played a game yet. They'll play their first game at Hope on Tuesday, so we're looking forward to that. And then our 7th grade team, just really proud of the way those guys come to work every morning. They practice. They've got to be here at 7:15. And we practice until their second period starts. And then also our junior high team, we lost a close one to Camden, and Camden has some really good players, really good athletes. But we're just continuing to get better. We beat Lakeside this last week. Really excited about the development of those players and just their ability to stay in the program and continue to learn and develop as football players, and that's really what we want to see. We want to see development, not just on the football field, but also in who they are as a human being.
Now back to the current Badgers and the Benton game. Let's talk about a couple of individual performances. The Offensive Player of the Week this week was Braden Thomas. Braden had a fantastic game, really showcased his speed, a couple of his touchdown runs. You have Kyron Harrison the first week with 6 touchdowns. You have Braden Thomas with a couple this week, and you throw Cannon Turner in the mix. I know as a coaching staff, offensive coaching staff, you and Coach Moreland had to be really glad to be able to see Buster get on track there and to give you a really a multiple threat there with the ball between Cannon, Kyron, and Buster.
Yeah, all three of those guys are really dynamic football players. They do a great job for us offensively, and all of them can run and make things happen when they have the ball in their hand. Buster scored 1 rushing touchdown from the slot position, and then his other one came from the tailback spot. And then, of course, Kyron had another touchdown. And even though Cannon didn't have a touchdown, he had such a great game versus Sylvan Hills. Benton was really trying to take him away. And so all three of those guys have done great for us. And then really there are some guys out there that we really haven't gotten involved as much, which we're looking forward to being able to involve. Jay Sean Davis can really do some things with the football. Ricky Rogers, Staten Witten, Kyler Pfeiffer. So we're looking to try to even create more balance with our offense to where it's very, very hard for a defense to be able to pick out who they want to stop when we're on the field on offense.
You're watching ArkadelphiaBadgerTV.com. This is the Southern Bancorp pregame show. We'll be back with more with Coach Eldridge after the break. We'll talk about the defensive side of the ball and tonight's opponent, the Wynne Yellow Jackets. We'll be back after this timeout.
Turner & Turner, PA is a proud supporter of the Arkadelphia Badgers. Located in downtown Arkadelphia, Turner & Turner looks forward to joining you in cheering on the Badgers this season. Go Badgers from Turner & Turner, PA.
Finally got me, Ben.
What's that, Rick?
The Clark Street crater, the mother of all potholes. For decades, it's tormented the people of this town. They try to fill it, but it always returns. Got me good.
But you know State Farm's got you, too.
You ain't nothing!
Are you trash talking a pothole?
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Call State Farm agent Austin Wingfield at 870-246-2162 today. Locally owned and operated, Welch Funeral Home has been serving the Arkadelphia community since 2005. Our goal at Welch Funeral Home is to offer every family that will allow us to serve them the most caring, dignified, professional service at the most affordable price. With over 40 years of experience in the funeral home industry, owner Tim Welch and Welch Funeral Home have also been longtime supporters of the Arkadelphia Badgers and Lady Badgers. Contact Welch Funeral Home at 870-230-1400 or visit them at 202 South 4th Street near downtown Arkadelphia.
Everyone's known for something. Ours is simple. At the Southwest Auto Collection and iDriveSWA.com, you get the absolute lowest price on America's best brands: Ford, Lincoln, Chevy, GMC, Buick, and Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. The best selection and the lowest prices guaranteed. And we deliver anywhere in the state, plus tires for life. It really is that simple. Visit us today, the Southwest Auto Collection, I-30 Exit 78 in Arkadelphia, or online at iDriveSWA.com.
We'll take on the Wynne Yellow Jackets here in a Fearless Friday, Thursday night TV game of the week. And we got the KARZ crew here on campus, came out today and set up, and an exciting time for the Badgers to be showcased around the state of Arkansas. Chris Babb visiting with Arkadelphia head coach J.R. Eldridge. And, Coach, we talked about the offense before the break. Your defensive player of the game was Jason Campbell. Defensive lineman, had a huge production, obviously had a couple of highlight hits. But just like on offense, Jason's not the only one producing. Ethan Savage had a big game. Your entire front seven is there all the time, and I guess a lot of that is because of the 9-5-9 mentality. Jason Campbell got the player of the week, but your entire defense contributed Friday night in a big win.
They really did. I was really proud of our defense, the way they ran to the football. We try to have a party at the ball, 9 players within 5 yards of the ball 90% of the time, and I feel like our players have really done a great job of buying into that mentality as well. And that's the thing. I think for us, we've got some guys that have really stepped up and just done an excellent job of listening to their defensive coaches. Coach Wilson with the defensive line, Coach Kaiser, of course, the defensive coordinator and the linebackers coach, and then Coach Chandler with the secondary. Our players have done a great job of just trying to understand what they're being asked to do and really executing it on Friday nights. In this case, we'll have to do that on Thursday night again, but we're really looking forward to another opportunity to come out and execute a game plan. If we're the team that executes the best and plays the hardest, we feel like we're putting ourselves in a positive situation.
Let's turn our attention to tonight's game, and let's stay with the defensive side of the ball, because you're going to be facing a Wynne offense that is somewhat different than from what normal teams, what you will normally face over the course of a year. The option attack defensively, you're coming off of a short week preparing for the option, but you also mentioned earlier you have an experienced group of seniors and a mature group. And what have you seen this week for them, not only coming off of a short week, but also preparing for an option style attack?
Well, one of the biggest things that we've tried to do is make sure that we're going to play disciplined defense. So that's been the real focus all week in practice is, if I'm responsible for the dive, I've got to tackle the dive. If I'm responsible for the quarterback, I've got to tackle the quarterback. If I'm responsible for the pitch man, I've got to tackle the pitch man. And that's the biggest thing that we've focused on this week is making sure that we're playing sound, disciplined, defensive football in the game versus win. And we've got to do that defensively. And so, our players have done a great job in practice, even though we've had a short week. We were in a very physical football game versus Benton, so we had to recover quickly. And I feel like our players mentally understand, on Thursday night, tonight, we've got to be able to come out and execute that plan full speed, because the speed of the game is going to be different than a scout team or a Wynne offense that is
At Eccles, Thompson, and Kneebone CPA, we seek to provide accounting, tax, and financial planning services to individuals and small businesses with proficiency and integrity. Serving Arkadelphia since 1977, our staff looks forward to meeting your financial goals of today and also becoming your financial advocate for life. Visit us at 205 North 25th Street or call 246-8991 today. Eccles, Thompson, and Kneebone LTD says Go Badgers.
For over 75 years, Mary and Martha's Florist and Gifts on Main Street in Arkadelphia has served the people of Arkadelphia and her surrounding communities, providing a wide variety of floral and gift needs. Do you have a special occasion that calls for just the right touch of creativity? Join the many who call David Goodman at Mary and Martha's to create a floral arrangement to fit their needs and budget. Call Mary and Martha's at 870-246-2446 or visit their location at 921 Main Street in Arkadelphia. Mary and Martha's Florist is a proud supporter of the Arkadelphia Badgers.
Welcome back to the Southern Bancorp pregame show. Chris Babb joining you from All Care Field at Badger Stadium. A Thursday night high school football game between the Arkadelphia Badgers and the Wynne Yellow Jackets. In the background, you might be able to hear the Wynne alma mater playing as the color guard has left the field. The bands are playing the alma mater. Joining me now is Caleb Bird and Jack Bennington. And Caleb, you talked with Coach Eldridge and his coaches show that airs on local cable and also on YouTube this week. He's pleased with the first 2 weeks, but he knows that this is a long season and this is just one more step in the entire season for Arkadelphia in 2019.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, a song dear to the heart.
Yeah, the whole purpose of the first 3 games of the season is to prepare for the rest of the season. So Arkadelphia, like you said, got off to a good start, but this is another crucial week in terms of preparing for the regular season. And Coach Eldridge mentioned on the show that a big part of that is the kind of offense we're going to see Wynne run today. Wynne runs an option offense. They're a run-heavy offense. And Arkadelphia having to prepare for that offense and then having to play against it during the game today. Eldridge indicated that would provide a bit of mental discipline and toughness the defense would need the rest of the season.
Jack, first home game, obviously the schedules are a little bit different. You had a short week to prepare, but it is football time nonetheless. First home game, it's always exciting for the high school students to come out in front of the home crowd and play the first home game of the season.
Absolutely, and it's even more exciting to see all of these Badger fans come out and fill Badger Stadium. We see in the past 2 weeks how these Badger fans have definitely followed their team on the road, bringing a huge crowd to both Sylvan Hills and to Benton. But now this week, the first home game, like you said, at Badger Stadium, going to hear a lot of noise tonight from your own Badger crowd.
Caleb, when you take a look at tonight's opponent, the Wynne Yellow Jackets, it is a different offense, a triple option offense. You heard Coach Eldridge talk in the pregame show about assignment football. It's going to be a completely different offensive setup that the Badgers will see tonight than they've seen the previous 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's going to be totally different. The last 2 weeks we've seen spread offenses that, yeah, they do run the ball quite a bit, but they also will hit you with a pass. For Wynne, look to see them pass maybe once or twice in this game. Maybe that if they're in a third and very long situation. But that requires a whole different skill set for Arkadelphia, because if you're playing Benton, if you're playing Sylvan Hills, and you stop them on a 3-yard run, you think, wow, that was a great play. They only gained 3 yards. Against Wynne, if they get a 3-yard run, that's their strategy. They want to get 3-4 yards every play and work their way into the end zone. So you really have to be disciplined. You got to keep them from getting those 3-4 yard runs on first down, on second down, and then you got to keep them from converting on third.
Jack, you see the captains on the screen. 5 of the 20 seniors on this 2019 team. That means that these guys were in this game last year, a year ago this week at Wynne. A tough loss for Arkadelphia. A mature team having a big group of seniors. We talked about it with Coach Eldridge in the pregame show. Having a big group of seniors is key for maturity, for staying strong mentally in the game, and going up against an opponent that they got you last year. The Badgers have been able to avenge 2 of those losses. They'll be trying to doing a third one tonight.
Absolutely, and this is a very, very experienced group of seniors too. All of these guys at least going into their second year of starting, some of even more than that. But yeah, definitely going to be wanting some revenge tonight, especially for the first home game at Badger Stadium against Wynne. Like you said, a close loss last year at Wynne, but definitely this year going to be looking for another game of redemption, just like we've seen in the past 2 weeks.
I don't think people think of it enough. This is a senior class that it's playing. In 11th grade, they played 15 games. They played 15 games. Excuse me. In 10th grade, also they played 15 games. 2 of these guys contributed heavily as 9th graders. Cannon Turner all season, Kyron Harrison for half of the season, Ricky Rogers in the playoffs. So this is a group of seniors that has played more football games than anybody else in the state of Arkansas. Caleb, there's not much. You can't coach experience, and that's key in this game for this group all season.
Yeah, those extra weeks of practice at the end of the season are crucial to development. Even if you're a sophomore, and you're not getting into those games, into those playoff games sophomore year, and now you're starting as a senior. You had those 5 extra weeks of practice that no one else in the state has had. The other people in the state were recovering, lifting weights during that period, and the Arkadelphia team was still out there running plays and practicing for real football games. And so that experience really pays off when you get to senior year. And I can only imagine having 2 years of that experience. And then you have the case of Cannon Turner, Kyron Harrison have 3 years of that experience.
Right.
That's huge.
For a team that doesn't make the playoffs, if you play high school football and you don't make the playoffs, you play 10th, 11th, and 12th grade year, you play 30 games. These guys have done that in 2 years, going 15 weeks for both seasons. You take a look at the captains there, left to right for Arkadelphia: Cannon Turner, Lorenzo Lawson, Ricky Rogers, Kyron Harrison, and Cole Turner. They are preparing for the coin toss when the Wynne captains make their way onto the field. Jack, your thoughts as the Badgers look to wrap up their non-conference slate. 2 physical football games. We expect another one tonight. Then you have a week off, and now you have a week and a day off. And this is a big time for the Badgers to be able to take some momentum. To continue to carry momentum into that off week with a solid final non-conference game tonight.
Yeah, this game is definitely huge. Not only because like we've seen, the Badgers have started perfect this year, and definitely a little bit different compared to last year. But against this Wynne team, we know how good they are. Another classification that is not 4A in the 5A Wynne Yellow Jackets. Definitely going to be coming out, wanting to carry some momentum into the off week, have a lot of high spirits and a lot of high hopes for this Badger team this year.
All right, we're about ready for the coin toss. When we come back, we'll take a look at what happened in the coin toss, set the game up, and send it over to the football doctor, Jeff Root. You're watching Arkadelphia BadgerTV.com. The Badgers and the Yellow Jackets just a few minutes away. We'll be back after this timeout.
Thanks for meeting me here.
No problem. You know, Farm Bureau Insurance has local agents making this kind of thing real easy.
Well, your auto insurance has saved me a lot on old Becky here.
Harold, your dog swallowed the remote again.
Who's that?
Older Becky.
Oh. Ugh.
Real service, real people. That's Farm Bureau Insurance.
Call Clark County Farm Bureau today at 870-246-4554. Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler CPA is a longtime supporter of the Arkadelphia Public School District. Turner, Rogers, Manning, and Plyler has established a reputation for providing clients with outstanding services that include auditing, accounting, and tax and business consulting. Contact Turner, Rogers, Manning, and Plyler today at 870-246-4563 or by visiting them at 305 Professional Park Drive in Arkadelphia. Turner, Rogers, Manning, and Plyler says, Go Badgers! Welcome back to the Southern Bancorp pregame show. Arkadelphia has won the toss, and they have elected to receive the football. The Badgers are making their way out of the tunnel, or out of the field house in what Coach Eldridge began a few years ago, the Badger winning walk, where you'll see them now make their way towards the front gate and down the ramp, and they will join the captains as the Badgers and the Wynne Yellow Jackets are about ready to go. Caleb, you know what this feeling is like. It's been a few years, but you are walking out of that tunnel, the last-minute butterflies, and getting ready to snap that first home football game of your senior season. What are the field players going through right now?
Yeah, it's been about 6 years since I felt that. So I think, tell you what, I was never on a team that was as good as Arkadelphia is, so my feelings do not relate. I think my feelings are more of fear versus their guys are coming out confident, but I think that perhaps a little bit of nostalgia coming in your senior season. This is the last time you're going to have this opportunity possibly to play football, period. And so you want to take advantage of that. You want to take advantage of every minute you got.
All right, you see the Badgers coming out. They are about ready, and we're about ready for kickoff. And at this time, I guess we will turn it over to the voice of the Arkadelphia Badgers, the football doctor, Jeff Root.
Thank you very much, Chris Babb. Appreciate you and all of your work. Also want to say how much I appreciate these two guys working with you and their ability to untangle cords. That's a very important thing as we get the game started. This is going to be a whale of a game, folks. Wynne is expected to be victorious in their conference. It's a team with a lot of tradition. They've put some guys in the NFL. D'Angelo Williams, most recently from Wynne High School, all-pro running back in the NFL. They've got some awfully good athletes dressed out tonight. They won last week in an impressive win against Marion, 27-21. That was at Marion, and now they're on the road again this week. They didn't play in week 0, so they're 1-0. Arkadelphia 2-0 as we come into action. Their coach, Van Pascal, replaced a legendary coach at Wynne, but he's also had success. Pascal is 18-7 there, but he's 213 and 111 in 29 years as a head coach. So they got a veteran in charge over there, and they're going to be prepared for this game tonight. But I tell you what, Arkadelphia has been thoroughly impressive. This senior class for Arkadelphia has seen so much success, as the guys said in the pregame show. Tremendous amount of success, a lot of experience, and they have shown it with 2 impressive wins over 6A teams. Of course, Sylvan Hills had made the semifinals last year. Arkadelphia beat them in the first game. Benton had made the finals of the 6A playoffs last year. Arkadelphia beat them in the second game. Arkadelphia, the 2-time defending state champion in 4A, looking to go to 3-0 before they start conference play in 2 weeks. Next week is a bye. I want to say hi to Bob Gentry. Bob listened to us last week from Missoula, Montana. Glad you're with us. A lot of Badgers from all over the country tuning in, and one of them is our sponsor, Kerry Garnett, sponsor of the post-game show out in San Diego, California. And he's covering a lot of high school sports on Friday night for a local TV station there, but he's got an opportunity tonight to watch and listen to the Badgers right here on the live stream.
I got to ask, what's the connection there between Montana and Arkadelphia?
Bob is the connection. Bob moved out there and has found a home, but hey, he's still a Badger, tunes in. We're glad to have him. We hope to hear from some other former Badgers and future Badgers. Chris, I think we switched headsets. I believe I'm number 3 as we get started. We're just about ready for a kickoff. This is a senior kicker. He is a good one for Wynne. He is also a quarterback. His name is James Parker, and he's going to put a foot into it momentarily. Arkadelphia, as you can see, is going to return this kickoff. You might notice also, as you watch the game tonight, you're going to see 2 different camera angles as we've added a camera for tonight as well. The kickoff is dropped at the 10, now picked up to the 15, 20-yard line. Cannon Turner might go. He's to the 35, 40. He's going to go. Cannon Turner to the 30. to the 20, to the 10. That is a touchdown, Arkadelphia.
Yeah, that was a surprising touchdown there for the Badgers. You saw Cannon Turner drop the football as he went to recover that kick. And you'll watch it on the replay. You'll see him drop the football, and then he struggles to pick it up again. Kind of waits a minute, but then maybe that minute of hesitation let some blocks get through for him, and he had a nice crease, and there was no way the kicker was going to catch him on that play.
Nobody's going to catch him. We go back to live action where we have a 2-point conversion attempt that is not going to take place. They'll move out of that formation, instead move to the traditional 1-point conversion, and Savage is on for the kick for Arkadelphia. His kick is up. His kick is good, and Arkadelphia leads it 7-0. 11:46 left. We're in the very first quarter tonight. So Arkadelphia will kick off, and we'll see that Wynne offense. And tell you what, Jack, it's going to be interesting because it's a little hard for us to see the numbers on the Wynne jerseys. And who's got the football is the game they like to play.
Yeah, we'll have a lot of fun with that, though. I mean, I like playing the little I Spy game. Fun with me.
Yeah, but Wynne is returning some good players from last year's team. Notice from their captains out there, they have DeWayland James, listed as a wide receiver on his roster. Definitely not going to be playing wide receiver for Benton, more like a slot back kind of position. But I'll tell you what, that guy ran for quite a few yards against Arkadelphia last season.
Yeah, he's very dangerous. Also captains for Wynne are Jakeldrick Jones, a senior 5'9". They list him at 125. I think he might be a tad heavier than that, but he's very fast. And Dorian Futrell, also a senior at 5'7", 175. It's not the biggest team we've seen, but we're talking about some great speed. Both teams with outstanding speed. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight. But Arkadelphia jumps on top here, 7-0 on a kickoff return, and now the Badgers are set to kick off to Wynne.
And you can tell by the way Wynne's lined up for the extra point and now for the kickoff. They're well prepared in case Arkadelphia decides to pull any fakes. They've really prepared for the special team side of the game, which is interesting given that Arkadelphia just returned a kickoff on them for a touchdown. But it seems, at least in their defense of kicks, they've well prepared.
Ethan Savage is set for the kickoff for Arkadelphia, and here is the kick. He'll kick it deep, and it is returnable. From the 5-yard line up to the 10, 15, he's to the 20. There's a return all the way to the 30. There's the speed that we're talking about, folks. To the 50 and down the sideline, one man to beat. Arkadelphia will push him out of bounds, but what a big return for Kavian Alston.
I was about to wonder if we were ever going to see an offense take the field. We just might have kickoff returns for touchdowns, and the last team to kick wins the game. I don't know. But all the way down within the 20-yard line. So that's two big special teams plays to start this game off.
So good field position. They're going to spot the ball at the 16-yard line, and Wynne will come to the line of scrimmage. Our first play from scrimmage tonight at the Arkadelphia 16-yard line for the Yellow Jackets, but they're trailing Arkadelphia 7-0 after the Badgers sent their kickoff return all the way to the end zone. The quarterback is Jaden Potter, only a junior. And, they're going to put the senior in at quarterback. He's also the kicker, and he will run the option and keep it and gain up to the 10-yard line. Good blocking, and the senior James Parker got the run for 6 yards.
That's exactly what we talked about in the pregame, or what you said, Caleb, is what we need to, what the Badgers need to try and prevent is those 3 and 4 yard runs, because that's exactly what they want. And that's exactly what they got on their first play from scrimmage that time. So the Badgers defense definitely going to need to be holding strong with Wynne just a couple yards away from scoring.
There is some size on that offensive line. Not a lot of size in the backfield, but they do have one larger back in Cameron Purnell, who is at 185. Here's a pitch to the outside. There's room to run, and that's a touchdown. They've got a chance to tie the game with the extra point. Touchdown by Kavian Alston.
Yeah, Wynne runs this triple option offense so well. You never know who's going to get the ball there. You got a really big fullback. Fake the handoff to him, and a perfect pitch out on the wing. And it was a really great speed there on the wing and a nice touchdown run. But I'll tell you what, this offense, they've been running it for such a long time at Wynne. 30-plus years they've been running this offense, so the kids grew up on it, and they run it pretty well.
Quarterback Parker is in for the extra point attempt. His kick is blocked. Arkadelphia had 2 men in there and knocked it away, so the Badgers keep the lead at 7-6.
Yeah, and that's a big momentum shift right there for the Badgers, as we just saw Wynne go all the way down the field, first on the kickoff, and then just took 2 plays to score that time. But as we just saw the kick being blocked and hear the Arkadelphia crowd roar, definitely keeps the momentum in the Badgers' favor despite that touchdown drive.
Arkadelphia scored with just a little more than 10 seconds gone in the first quarter, and now at 10:52 left in the first quarter, Wynne has scored, but the extra point blocked, and so Arkadelphia leads at 7-6, and the Badgers will get the ball back. And unless they run it back all the way again, we'll see the Badger offense for the first time tonight.
I don't think Coach Eldridge would mind them running all the way back again, but that blocked extra point, Jack, could play out big at the end of this game because the way Wynne plays, they tend to have close games. The way their offense is run, the way they like to hold possession of the ball for a long period of time on offense, Wynne likes to have some really long possessions and some pretty low-scoring games, pretty close games. So that 1-point difference could prove to be crucial coming into the game.
Cannon Turner's going to get a bit of a breather. Instead of Cannon being deep in the middle spot, it's going to be Buster Thomas, also deep for Arkadelphia to run this back as Braylon Bailey, along with, on the near side, it looks like
Kyron Harrison.
Kyron Harrison is correct. Parker's a good kicker. We watched him in warm-ups. Got a good leg. And yet, we'll see if he'll kick it to Thomas, who one might say is just about as dangerous as Cannon Turner on a kick return.
Well, it's kind of interesting that you don't see Cannon Turner back there. Although he took that last one back, I could gander that Coach Eldridge wasn't happy with him for dropping that kick.
Here comes Thomas, and he'll make it out to the 29-yard line, and Arkadelphia sets up the offense.
Yeah, and it looks like we will see the Badger offense, after all, come out on the field, and definitely important as we see how the Badgers offense is going to fare against this Wynne defense. Like you said, Caleb, a lot of close games that Wynne have, and especially after seeing Wynne go and score a touchdown immediately, we know we're going to need to see the Badgers offense come out firing.
Well, I asked Coach Eldridge this week, what's the key to this game? What's the key to victory? He didn't say anything about defense. He said the one key to victory would be they don't turn the ball over on offense.
Cannon Turner in the shotgun. Arkadelphia lines up on first down. He wants to pass. He'll throw it deep, and that's Thomas. He's open to the 50. He'll avoid one tackler, and now he steps out of bounds, but a big gain on the first play from scrimmage.
Yeah, we might see another high-scoring game as immediately Cannon Turner takes a shot down the field, finds Thomas on the right side, and able to catch the ball a little bit wide open there, able to get a first down for the Badgers and get the chains moving.
Arkadelphia now with a first down and 10, 43-yard line of Wynne. Exciting game so far, 7-6 at this point. Looking to the sideline to get the play. He'll throw it into the flat. Completed pass, and Harrison has a gain. That's another first down up to the 30.
Yeah, 2 plays and 2 passing plays. Not something you see too often from Arkadelphia. And they're going to stick Ricky Rogers Jr. in here for the next first down. Checking out is Jay Sean Davis. So could see a switch here back into more of a power formation, and maybe we'll see the first run play of the game for the Badgers.
Lots of offense, lots of speed so far in the game. Arkadelphia leads at 7-6, 10:05 left here in the first quarter, and the Badgers are on the move. 3 receivers to the right side, now in a motion to the right, a man in motion to the right. They're going to hand it to him. That is Kyron Dickerson, and he will gain yardage on first down, picked up about 4.
Yeah, good run there from Kyron Harrison on the jet sweep, and that was the first run play of the game. Interesting to see, though, how Arkadelphia responds, because Wynne has come out here without any safeties on the field. They're loading the box, playing man coverage on the receivers, and so Arkadelphia, you saw in the first 2 plays with the passes, trying to take advantage.
Second down, between 6 and 7 yards to go, and they're going to stop play with a whistle. So Arkadelphia, I think, is going to be marked off for this one. Well, the Arkadelphia defense going to have to pull it back together and get points right here, only leading by 1 here early in the game.
Yeah, I think Kyron Harrison at fault that time, just jumping the gun a little bit early, pushing him back just a little bit. But I think this Badger offense, Kyron Harrison wanting to get the ball, as we saw, just a little bit too eager that time.
Both the 32-yard line, shotgun formation as usual, and they will hand off. Here's Harrison, caught from behind, but he's going to drag a defender across the 30 back to the original line of scrimmage and a couple more. Third down coming, though, and they're going to need about 7.
Yeah, nice job by Harrison there. Keep dragging his feet with a guy on his back. But this is kind of third and long situation you don't want to be in if you're Arkadelphia. You want to keep your playbook open. In this kind of situation, they're limited. However, with the way the ball's in the field here, they'll probably go for it for force. They got 2 downs.
They'll throw the ball into the flat. Just overthrowing his intended receiver is Cannon Turner. It was Kyler Pfeiffer, the intended receiver on the play.
Yeah, that time just a little bit too high for Pfeiffer. Looked like he got his hands on it, but just a little bit too high. Wasn't expecting the ball to be right there, and as a result, the pass is dropped. But like you said, Caleb, looks like the Badgers are going to go for it on 4th down. I mean, they have definitely a lot of reason to do so as well.
Too far for a field goal. No reason to punt from this spot, so they're going to go for it. They need 8 yards. Here's a pass. Batted at the line of scrimmage and incomplete. Looked like he had a receiver open, Caleb, but the ball was batted by a defensive lineman.
Yeah, he did have an open receiver, and if it had fallen into his hands, it probably would have been a first down. So that's 2 incomplete passes to finish out the drive. It started with 2 nice passing plays for Arkadelphia. And when you get down into that field position for the Badgers, you need to take advantage because now Wynne has to drive 72 yards to get a touchdown. But this kind of drive for Wynne, and they're definitely capable of long drives, and they definitely thrive on long drives. This kind of drive could take 5, 6, 7 minutes off the clock.
James Parker at quarterback calls out the snap. He's got 3 running backs to choose from. He's going to pitch it to his wide man. Good block on the corner, and it's good yardage out to the 40-41-yard line. One disadvantage for Arkadelphia, Jack, is that it is a short week on a Thursday night game. There's not a lot of time to prepare for this style of offense.
Yeah, and Arkadelphia coming off a huge win against the 6A runner-up last year, Benton Panthers. Definitely afraid of a little bit of a hangover, as we just saw. Badgers coming out. Wynn's offense is doing really well, so this Badgers defense need to step into high gear right here.
From the 41-yard line, first down and 10, Wynne. They've got backs behind each tackle and a back behind the quarterback. They're going to run the option, give it to the fullback, and he's only got a little bit of yardage, maybe a yard, maybe 2.
Yeah, when you're going up against this kind of offense, the strategy is you have the defensive line. Arkadelphia's got 4 down linemen right now. It's their job to occupy the offensive linemen. Defensive line probably not going to be making too many tackles tonight. Their job is to really get blocked and free up some space for the linebackers to make the tackles on the running backs.
Purnell is the fullback. He got the carry on the last play, gets the carry again, and he will be stopped. That interior line doing a nice job now in the last 2 plays. It's 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, it's really important for this Badger defense to stay alert, especially here on 3rd down. Definitely going to be watching out for some misdirection, as we're going to see from this Wynne running game all night, but especially not here on 3rd and about medium this time. This Badger defense definitely going to need to step up here.
From the 45-yard line, 3rd down, 6 for Wynne. They can pass. They'd rather not. We'll see if they just run the option again and try to pick up 6. Purnell is listed at 5'9" at fullback. He's got to be 6 feet. Parker in trouble, fires the ball, and it is incomplete, almost intercepted. Wow. He did not have anyone open. He threw it anyway, and Arkadelphia didn't quite reach it, but they did break it up, so it's a punting situation.
Yeah, Ethan Savage there was the guy that broke up the pass, and I think it was Jason Campbell on the far side who got to the quarterback, but Savage got to be kicking himself. He didn't intercept that ball. Would have given Badgers field position around midfield, and now after a punt from a good punter that Wynne has, it's going to be a little bit longer of a drive for the offense to go on.
James Parker does a little bit of everything. The senior is the quarterback. He's the kicker, and he is in now to punt the ball away. Arkadelphia does put pressure on the punter, and he does get it away. It will bounce at the 30. Takes a big bounce for Wynne, goes inside the 10-yard line, and it's still rolling down to the 7-yard line. Arkadelphia has some distance to cover. When we come back, we'll be back in 30 seconds.
Doctors Gary and Rob Rucker are proud sponsors of this Arkadelphia Badger broadcast. Dr. Gary and Rob Rucker supporting the Badgers since 1996.
Citizens Bank was established by a group of local business leaders who shared a vision of creating a bank that would be committed to serving working people. Over the years, we have expanded our services, locations, and technology, but we make every effort to stay true to our roots. Citizens Bank is owned by local...
Back to the action. Going to be a handoff right up the middle and good yardage. Nice breakthrough to the 20, 25, 30-yard line. That is Kyron Harrison.
And a run right down Broadway that time. Karen Harrison just taking the ball right up the middle, going straight through that defensive line of Wynne. It looks like the Badgers will go to a little bit of a hurry up there, but good run there to get the Badgers outside of their own 20-yard line and get the chains moving.
First down, Arkadelphia, run right up the middle to the 30. So first down from there, and they're going to run the ball again. Cannon Turner keeps it to the right side. Now it cut up the field and get good yardage. First down and more up to the 45, maybe the 46.
Yeah, really nice running there from Cannon, staying behind his blocks, reading them well, and then using a bit of speed to get around him and pick up some extra yardage for a 15-yard gain. So nice running there and nice blocking from the offensive line.
Yardage coming in big chunks right now for Arkadelphia. They'll line up at their own 45-yard line. They were inside the 10 just 2 plays ago. Here's a run right up the middle. A little bit yardage. This time's another first down. Harrison jumped over a defender and then picked up yardage all the way to the Yellow Jacket 40-yard line.
Yeah, nice job there. It was a counter play on the run there, and so the offensive guard did a good job kicking out the defensive end. Blocked one linebacker in the hole. There was a second one there. Harrison just jumped over him. Ended up picking up the first down. So that's 3 runs, 3 first downs for the Badgers on this drive.
Arkadelphia looks to the sideline to get the play. 5:41 left, clock running first quarter. Arkadelphia leads it 7-6. Cannon Turner wants to hand off and does. And coming this way now is Thomas up to the 30. Near sideline, he's knocked down at the 29-yard line. But, folks, that's another first down.
And another run, another first down. The Badgers offense just keeps on moving. Cannon Turner doing a good job reading that defense, electing to hand the ball off to Buster Thomas that time. Thomas going around the left side, getting past a couple defenders, and eventually tackled for the first down, but another good run by this Badgers offense.
Thomas stays in at running back. 3 receivers in the game. Arkadelphia wants to run. Turner knocks down a defender, and now he wants to throw, but he finds no one open and will make it back to the line of scrimmage and more. Look at the run. He got 8 yards on the play down the far sideline.
Yeah, that was good running, really good running from Cannon Turner. Really nice individual effort, but I think you could put a little bit of blame on the receivers there. Yeah, I know they run drills where the quarterback runs out, there's a rush on him, and then the receivers turn upfield. They were just kind of standing still trying to block for Cannon there rather than running upfield. He had plenty of space to throw the football, so it could have been a bigger gain. Nonetheless, Cannon did a nice individual effort for a
Here's
first down.
a pass across the middle. That's a completion. Defenders hanging on and being dragged to the 11-yard line. On the catch for Arkadelphia is Jay Sean Davis. We're going to call that name a lot as time goes by.
Yeah, another good catch by Jay Sean Davis, the sophomore, the quarterback for the freshman team last year. As it looks like, I think we have an injury on the field, but a good catch by him trying to get away from the defender, but still picking up another Badger first down.
We'll take a break with the injury on the field when the Yellow Jackets needing attention right now. Ball at the 11-yard line. Arkadelphia will have a first down and 10 when we come back in 30 seconds.
Citizens Bank was established by a group of local business leaders who shared a vision of creating a bank that would be committed to serving working people. Over the years, we have expanded our services, locations, and technology, but we make every effort to stay true to our roots. Citizens Bank is owned by local shareholders and governed by a local board of directors, most of whom live, work, and invest alongside our customers. We continue to take pride in a heritage of independence that honors the vision of our founders, and we remain dedicated to the financial progress of the people we serve.
Arkadelphia on this possession has moved from its 7 to its 30 to the 45 to the 40 of the Yellow Jackets to the 29 to the 22 and now to the 11. First down and 10 Badgers quickly moving down the field against the Wynne defense. 4:30 left, first quarter. Arkadelphia leads it by 1, trying to stretch that lead. And this is a running play for Kyron Harrison up the middle. He'll break one tackle, break another, and he gained about 4, maybe 5 on the play.
Yeah, we saw the shiftiness there from Kyron Harrison. And in action, it looked like he might have gotten tackled at the line of scrimmage, but just juking to the left side and just bursting up the field that time, getting a couple extra yards and getting 5 on the play.
5'10", 195, and very hard to tackle is Mr. Harrison. He gets the call again. To the right side he goes. He breaks the tackle at the 4. The ball came out of his hands. Let's see what the officials say. What will the officials say? I don't know if he got to the end zone. The official's going to have to talk about it. if his knee was not down and he fumbled it, went through the back of the end zone. So let's see if Arkadelphia will keep the possession. It is a touchback, and Wynne will have the possession. Oh, not what you're looking for. So sad. Mr. Harrison, the Badgers drove 92 yards, and on that last yard that they needed, the ball flew out of Harrison's hand and went out the back of the end zone. So Wynne will take over. Arkadelphia does not get a score on the long drive, and Wynne will have a chance to try to reclaim or claim its first lead of the game on this drive.
Yeah, when you're in that kind of situation against Wynne, you have to take advantage of it. You got to get an early lead off against this Yellow Jacket team because the way that their team is set up, it's very hard for them to come back from a deficit. And so getting a few early touchdowns on them, a few big stops defensively would be crucial for the team.
Ball at the 20. They'll run the option to the far side. The fullback's going to get some yardage this time. Arkadelphia fighting to stop him, but that's a gain of 7 on first down.
Yeah, and this Wynne offense getting another good run on first down, that time getting a couple extra yards, and good play there by that offense. And this defense, once again, like we talked about, going to have to limit those runs to under 3 or 4 yards if the Badgers want to be able to stop these Yellow Jackets on 3 plays.
I believe the fullback we're looking at, they've changed numbers, I think. Instead of Purnell, I believe that's DeWaylen James, who is 6 feet tall, because that's certainly not a guy 5'9" lining up the fullback right now. So that may be James if they have switched jerseys. Here's a running play, and the pitch to the side, they'll leave some room. This is more than a first down. To the 40, 45, and out of bounds. On the carry was the man who scored the touchdown earlier for Wynne, Kavian Alston.
Yeah, that time good run from Alston that time, getting all the way almost inside Badger territory, but Sammy Hawthorne, the one that eventually pushed the Yellow Jacket out of bounds that time. But another first down from Wynne. This misdirection on this triple option, as we see, is really causing these Badgers some trouble here at the start of the game.
Arkadelphia has had trouble covering the pitch so far in this option game. Parker at quarterback. Receiver to the right and to the left, but they're going to run the option. Here's a counter play and a little bit of room. In traffic, gaining yardage up to the 49-yard line is Jaden Potter.
All right. Arkadelphia now stopped them for a 3-4 yard gain, and now they have to that's exactly what Wynne wants on first down, though. 4 yards is perfect. They get 4 yards 3 times, they got a first down. So Arkadelphia's going to come right back out, put some pressure in the backfield, cover their gaps, and hold them to 1 or 2 yards here on second down.
Wynne at its own 49-yard line will line up on second down and 7 yards to go. 2:31 left and a very exciting first quarter, but still 7-6, Arkadelphia in the lead. Going to be an option play again. They'll come to the near side. Parker will break a couple of tackles. He's going to be a yard short of a first down.
Yeah, another good run that time from the quarterback. It looked like everyone thought, or at least everyone on the Badgers defense thought it was a run up the middle. This misdirection once again fooling the Badgers that time, going out to the right side. The quarterback keeping it just one yard short of a first down, but in really good position for the Yellow Jackets to get a first down.
6-yard gain, and so it's 3rd down and 1 for Wynne. They'll line up. This is the kind of down and distance they like, running the option. Parker runs it well. He's a senior. Man in motion. They're going to give it to the fullback, and he's got a first down. Into the secondary. He's got a yardage across the 35. Arkadelphia struggling to bring him down. They will do so, but the handoff to the fullback is what the doctor ordered for Wynne. 1st down and 10.
Yeah, stopping Wynne on 3rd down is crucial to Badgers' success tonight, and that time weren't able to do it. Run up the middle, resulted in a big gain for Wynne, and now they're getting close to field goal range with such a good kicker on their roster.
They are studying their armbands where they have their plays listed. Everybody's lining up now. Same formation as always. Running backs behind the tackles and behind the quarterback as the fullback. They'll run the option. He's going to pitch it again. A little bit of room, but not as much this time for Alston. He'll gain only a couple.
I can't believe he managed to pitch it on that play. He had a defender on his back while he threw the ball out to Alston. So really nice job there by the quarterback Parker to be able to pick up an extra yard.
That's really no gain at all. They'll say his knee went down at the 34. So no gain that time for Alston. 2nd down and 10. First time I can remember a pitch that did not result in a gain. So Arkadelphia did a better job that time of making him come back to the middle of the field. They're working for the right hash. And they will run the option back to the left, looking for room. They're going to find a little bit, up to the 30, cutting it out to the 25. Near a first down, but not quite there, is Jaden Potter. He's got speed, only 5'4", 135.
Yeah, really nice counter play there from Wynne. The entire Arkadelphia offense, they got him going to the right side, and then Wynne switched back to the left. Got a big gain, got back in front of the chains, made up for that no gain on first down. So now Wynne's got a chance here to pick up a first down. If they don't make it, they're in field goal range.
Kyron Harrison has checked in to play linebacker. He is an all-state linebacker, but also playing some running back this year. Cole Turner, of course, is the other linebacker who's played so well in these first two games and, of course, all last year. Running play to the left side, that's going to be enough for a first down and more. They'll push him out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. So Wynne is in the red zone trying to take the lead in this game. It's Arkadelphia 7, Wynne 6 with 2 seconds left in the first quarter.
Yeah, this Wynne offense really has just been driving the Badgers all the way down the field. We talked about last week in Wynne's first game how they got 290 yards on the run in their win against Marion. Definitely could see something like that once again today, as it looks like these Wynne Yellow Jackets run game is going to be hard to handle.
And they're going to let time expire in the first quarter, so we're going to take a break. Arkadelphia 7, Wynne 6 at the end of one quarter tonight, and we'll be back after this.
Price & Company Insurance and Bonds in Arkadelphia is a 100% fully independent agency, meaning that you'll be working with insurance agents who have an in-depth knowledge of multiple insurance products, companies, and guidelines, not just one. Contact Price & Company Insurance and Bonds today for your needs at 1015 Caddo Street in Arkadelphia or by calling 870-246-5573. Price & Company Insurance and Bonds says, "Go Badgers!"
Getting ready for action here in the second quarter. Arkadelphia leads at 7-6. Here's a reunion tonight as we see a sign down front. Large crowd here as expected at Badger Stadium, and the class of 1974 is on hand, part of their 45-year reunion. We welcome them at homecoming. The class of 79 is going to be here, and the championship team of 1979. The fall of 79, 40 years ago, Arkadelphia won a state championship, and that team will be here for homecoming. If you're a member of that team, contact Kerry Garnett, some of your teammates. You guys need to show up in numbers so we can show you our appreciation for that victory, for that championship season. Here's a run by the fullback, short gain. Arkadelphia trying to regroup there during the break at the quarter.
Yeah, that time the fullback once again just getting a couple yards after contact. That time hit at the line of scrimmage, but just breaking away and getting those few extra yards that the Yellow Jackets like to see and like to have on their first down play. That time, it looks like you can see as the Badgers defense, all of them with their hands on their hips here before this play gets off. Definitely looking at a little bit tired defense right now.
Parker is the quarterback. He'll line up his team, looking to move toward Arkadelphia with a quarterback sneak, and Parker looking strong, moving right behind his center and his two guards. Bit of a surprise, I think, Caleb. Arkadelphia responded, but it's still a nice gain. Very close to a first down. They'll mark it at the 10, so it's about a half-yard short.
I don't think Arkadelphia is expecting that. You don't often see quarterback sneak on 2nd and 8. However, that time they did it, and it was a really nice push from the Wynne offensive line because Parker just followed him right down the field for a nice 7-yard gain. So maybe you'll see it again here on 3rd down and short.
3rd down and 1. They'll hand it to the fullback instead, and he'll have a first down. He'll break 2 tackles, 3 tackles, and he's standing as he goes into the end zone. Wynne takes the lead here early in the second quarter with a nice drive. After Arkadelphia drove the distance of the field and then fumbled it through the back of the end zone, Wynne came out with an 80-yard drive for a go-ahead touchdown with 10:46 left here in the second quarter.
Yeah, that time just another really good touchdown run. That time the fullback just carrying a couple Badgers defending with him into the end zone for a very powerful touchdown drive.
James with the touchdown. Here is Parker's extra point. It is up, and it is no good. He pulled it. Well, he's got a strong leg. He kicked it almost to the field house, but he missed it as he pulled it to the left. And so Wynne has 12. Arkadelphia 7, 10:46 left second quarter, and we'll be back after this.
Under perfect conditions, your car traveling at 65 miles per hour can stop in about 300 feet. That's the length of a football field.
But a fully loaded tractor trailer, one that weighs 80,000 pounds, will take 2 football fields to stop. And that's if the driver is rested, paying attention, and the truck and load is properly maintained.
If you're in an accident with a big truck, call 1-800-CAR-WRECK.
Get the experienced team that's going to be on your side, by your side.
Turner & Turner PA is a proud supporter of the Arkadelphia Badgers. Located in downtown Arkadelphia, Turner & Turner looks forward to joining you in cheering on the Badgers this season. Go Badgers from Turner & Turner PA.
I want to say thank you to all of our sponsors. We are so appreciative, and they have such pride in these Badgers, and these Badgers are going to have to come back tonight. Trailing here early in the second quarter, it is Wynne 12 and Arkadelphia 7. Keep in mind, Wynne is expected to be victorious to take the title in their conference, the 5A East, a tough conference. This is a good team with Wynne. Arkadelphia fell to them by 7 points last year and trail right now by 5. So we'll see if Arkadelphia can reclaim the lead. The offense has been moving the ball for Arkadelphia tonight, but they have a turnover. Kick goes to Cannon Turner at the 9-yard line. Turner, looking for a place to run, is going to be hit and driven down at the 25-yard line, but Arkadelphia has now a first down and 10.
Yeah, maybe Turner should have tried dropping the kickoff again. Give some more time to make those blocks so he can get a hole upfield, but still got across the 20 up to the 25-yard line. So decent field position to start the drive for the Badgers. They drove 93 yards last time out. Ended up scoreless. So this time they got to get down the field and get points on the board. It's really hard to beat Wynne if you fall behind early.
Harrison is the running back. The quarterback, of course, Cannon Turner. Been the quarterback since he was a 9th grader. Run up the middle. This is Harrison. He makes a good run. Hits 3 players and makes great yardage, 8 or 9 on the carry. Holy cow.
And the vision that Harrison has, we saw that time, looked like he was going to go to the right side. Cuts up the middle once again, just goes right past several of the Yellow Jacket defenders. That time the Badgers getting a first down from Harrison's run, but we're just laughing up here in the press box. It took 3 or 4 Wynne defenders to be able to finally drag Harrison down.
One defender came in and was shot back in the other direction. It's a strong run by Harrison for a first down. From the 35-yard line, Arkadelphia on first down will run again. And Harrison right up the middle's got another 7, 8 yards, maybe 9 on the carry. Kyron Harrison looking very good right up the middle against the Wynne defense. Caleb, this is fascinating to me. Both teams are renowned for having good defenses, and yet both offenses really dominating right now.
Yeah, the Arkadelphia's offense has been its strength, I'd say, so far this season. They've played very well, putting up 58 points 58 points first game of the season against Sylvan Hills. So Arkadelphia offense definitely is a good offense. Wynne has a good one too.
Second down and 8, and it's more than a first down. Just tripping up Cannon Turner on the far sideline. They'll prevent an even longer run, but into Wynne territory goes the quarterback. Oh, he's got such speed, Jack, and he made a nice run all the way to the 42-yard line of Wynne.
Yeah, you love to see it that time, and the tackle there by Demarius Maxwell that time, but Cannon's run, just see his strength and his speed that time take over and get another first down.
15-yard run on the play. They're going to run again. This is Harrison. He runs over a defender and will make yardage up to the 37.
And another run that time from Harrison. We saw his power in a little bit of action that time, not just his speed, but getting a couple yards that time, just bulldozing over a defender. We'll see that so many times every single week that we see him carry the football, but that time getting a couple more yards that time, getting about, looks like 4 or 5 yards for the Badgers, but another good run from the senior running back.
They're going to mark it at the 38-yard line, so that's a gain of 4. Second down, 6 yards to go. Arkadelphia lines up, and they're going to run again. This time Turner to the left side. He's going to make another first down and more down the sideline. They're going to drag, and Turner won't score a touchdown, but Arkadelphia is knocking on the door now to retake the lead inside the 10.
Yeah, that was some incredible speed right there for Turner, cutting up the sideline, keeping his balance, keeping his feet in bounds, getting all the way down within the 10-yard line. He just burst through a lot of players there. So really nice top-line speed for Cannon Turner. Also a track star, but you don't really expect the kind of speed. Looking at him, he's a muscular guy, really kind of a big guy, but he runs really well.
Thomas is the running back this time, and he's going to run with some speed toward the corner of the end zone, and he makes it. Touchdown, Arkadelphia.
The speed of the junior running back that time taking over as we saw that time, and we'll see it on the replay here once again. Cannon Turner gets the ball, hands it off, and just see his speed take over that time, just trying to beat the defender to the pylon, and he just barely does that time. Doing a great job there, just showcasing his speed once again, and a great job that time as the Badgers retake the lead.
Arkadelphia has a 1-point lead, and they're going to go for a 1-point conversion here. So Ethan Savage is on to kick. His kick is up, and his kick is good. It slumped a little there at the end and hit the crossbar, but went through. So that counts, folks. That's an extra point. Arkadelphia 14, Wynne 12. 8:22 left in a very entertaining second quarter. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
As a family-owned sporting goods supplier since 1950, Southwest Sporting Goods understands the value of customer service and is committed to providing the best quality customer service and merchandise available. Southwest Sporting Goods is located in Arkadelphia, but also has salesmen that cover the entire state of Arkansas to help ensure that their customers will receive the best customer service and pricing that can be found. Southwest Sporting Goods, located in downtown Arkadelphia, supporting the Badgers since 1950.
Thomas on an 8-yard run, extra point by Savage was good, and so Arkadelphia now has a 14-12 lead over Wynne. And the Badgers are set to kick off. But the Wynne offense has been so very, very good tonight. I don't think either team is going to feel comfortable all night long the way the two offenses are playing. Close as expected at 14-12. 8:22 left here in the second quarter. Good speed on the kickoff return team for Wynne. Arkadelphia sets up with Ethan Savage ready for the kick. His kick, line drive shot, going to be fielded at the 16-yard line. He'll return it to the near side, and he's going to be hit. Not much of a return, guys. They're going to bring him down about the 21.
Yeah, that time the ball just hung up in the air for such a long time that this Badgers special team group was able to make it pretty far down the field by the time that Wynne was able to receive the ball. That time only getting out to, it looks like, just maybe past the 20-yard line, but a good return there, or a good fielding that time from the Badgers, preventing Wynne to get solid field position like we saw just a couple plays ago.
Ball is spotted actually at the 22-yard line. And so it's 1st and 10 from there for Wynne. Wynne had an 80-yard drive for a touchdown on its last possession. Here's a running play right up the middle, giving it to the fullback, James, but this time he's only going to get a couple. Didn't quite make it to the 25. Pickup of 2 to the 24.
Yeah, that time a good play that time from the Badger defense, preventing James, the powerful fullback, that time from getting more than a couple yards like we've seen so many times from him tonight, getting some positive yards, but that time only being able to pick up a couple as this Badgers front seven doing a great job of stopping him from getting a couple yards.
Arkadelphia looking for a stop and a chance to stretch this lead out. It's just a 2-point lead for the Badgers. Option play to the right side. They're going to pitch it, and there's some yardage for Alston, but he's hit and tackled. That's a good lick on the far side, and it's going to be 3rd and about 5. Looked like he had some room, Caleb, but Arkadelphia came to the rescue quickly.
Yeah, that was 2 good plays to start off this drive, and now we got a 3rd down for Arkadelphia. And this 3rd down situation is where the Badger defense has to come up big. They got to get Wynne off the field. Getting a 3-and-out against Wynne would be huge right here. And so this is a really big 3rd down play here. And it's a 3rd and 5, so this is manageable for the Badgers. Just get a stop.
3rd down and 5, as Caleb said. To the line of scrimmage comes Wynne. Arkadelphia set defensively. Man in motion. They're going to pitch it to him. The wide pitch is going to gain some yardage, and it's a 1st down and more. Broken tackle to the 40, 45, and slung out of bounds a little late. Going to be another penalty to add to that yardage, as a little bit of frustration on the near side created a penalty at the 50-yard line. So suddenly Wynne's going to have great field position.
Yeah, and I think that was Kalen Jones on the play that time, pushing the running back out of bounds and then just slinging him to the ground after being thrown out of bounds. It looks like it'll be a 15-yard penalty against the Badgers. Not what you want to see that time, allowing Wynne to get closer to that end zone. But a little frustration, I can assume, that time from this Badgers defense having to go with these long defensive drives. Definitely what you don't want to see that time, allowing Wynne to get a first down and a couple more after that.
All right, Wynne comes to the line of scrimmage. Now they're trying to retake the lead. They've also got a strong-legged kicker, although he has had trouble on extra points tonight. Run. This is Parker, the quarterback, and he'll get 4, maybe 5 yards, just depending on the spot. Faked it to the fullback, Caleb, and then kept it.
Yeah, that's what he's going to do every play. He's going to fake it to the fullback and then have a slot back coming around back. And it's his decision who he's going to hand the ball off to. Is he going to hand it off to the fullback and to keep it for himself, or is he going to pitch it? And that's why this offense is so dangerous, because the quarterback is making those reads on every one of those runs. So he has the chance to react to what the defense is doing and combat that.
2nd down, 6 yards to go. Running play right up. No, it's a pitch. They faked me out that time, but not the cornerback for Arkadelphia. Good tackle and a loss on the play, or maybe a short gain on the play, but it's 3rd and about 5 again.
Yeah, good play that time from the Badgers secondary, getting a great open field tackle. We haven't seen a whole lot of those tonight, but a great tackle that time from Trey Bledsoe, the junior cornerback, stopping the Wynne running game that time. Just only a 1-yard gain that time, and now a big 3rd down situation once again for this Badgers defense with a chance to stop Wynne from getting a first down.
On 3rd down and 5 moments ago, they just had a quick pitch to the outside, beat Arkadelphia to the spot, broke a tackle, and got a big gain. We'll see if they try to go wide again. Arkadelphia has at times had trouble up the middle, but done a pretty good job up the middle, and now a timeout has been called by Wynne as they want to think about it, maybe go to the back of the playbook and do something dramatic. 5:35 left. We're in the second quarter. It's Arkadelphia 14, Wynne 12, and we'll be back after this.
Locally owned and operated, Welch Funeral Home has been serving the Arkadelphia community since 2005. Our goal at Welch Funeral Home is to offer every family that will allow us to serve them the most caring, dignified, professional service at the most affordable price. With over 40 years of experience in the funeral home industry, owner Tim Welch and Welch Funeral Home have also been longtime supporters of the Arkadelphia Badgers and Lady Badgers. Contact Welch Funeral Home at 870-230-1400 or visit them at 202 South 4th Street near downtown Arkadelphia.
3rd down, 5 yards to go for Wynne at the Arkadelphia 30-yard line. Now, he's a strong-legged kicker, and a field goal would put Wynne ahead in this game, but the way Arkadelphia is driving the ball every time they get possession, I wouldn't be too surprised if Wynne will go for it on 4th down. So they might have 2 plays here to get 5 yards. They'll come to the line of scrimmage. Fullback is James. He's a good one. Quarterback is experienced, good runner, good decision maker. Hasn't had a bad pitch tonight. That's Parker. Alston is the back to the left, behind the left tackle. And another yellow jacket is to the right side. He'll come in motion. Now they're going to run the option and pitch it, and Arkadelphia almost made the tackle and then could not. I think he's got a first down. What a good run, because Arkadelphia almost forced a loss.
Yeah, that time it looked like that Wynne might have got away with a holding call that time, as it looked like the Wynne running back was cutting to the outside, and the fullback that time blocking on the play held the Badger defender that time and not allowing him to get away to get the tackle. But nonetheless, the Wynne is able to get a couple more yards on that play, but it looks like it's going to be 4th and short, and as you'd expect, Jeff, they're going to go for it.
He is a little bit short, so they're going to go for it. Quarterback sneak has worked once tonight. Let's see what happens here. It is instead a pass on 4th and short. They want to throw it long, pass across the middle, and it is incomplete. Oh, did he throw a flag?
Yeah, the receiver, the referee far down the field threw the flag. So the referee right next to the play threw no flag, but the referee 30 yards away did throw his flag. So
the throw was a little low, and both players went for it. But they're going to say going over the back was the defender for Arkadelphia, so it's going to be a 1st down and 10. Not a spot penalty, so they're not going to put the ball inside the 5, but it's going to be a 1st down and 10 on a 15-yard penalty. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, half the distance to the goal there. So all the way down to the 12.5-yard line for Wynne. And That's not a nice break for the Badgers. That interesting call from the referees, but Arkadelphia definitely going to be regretting that one.
From the 12.5, we'll call it the 12, first down and 10 for Wynne. And they are going to hand it to the fullback who's got some yardage. He's hit hard at the 8, but didn't go down until the 7. Good work by the fullback, James, and so he's got a nice gain on first down.
And this is where we see James thrives in these situations, these red zone opportunities, handing the ball off to him as we saw him just power through once again this Badger defense, picking up a couple extra yards after contact. Now inside the 10-yard line, Wynne's offense going to look to run the ball again, as we'd assume. And this Badgers front seven once again is going to need to step up strong on this play.
It was a brave call to pass it on 4th and less than a yard, but didn't throw a completion, did get the interference call. And this is the fullback again, really working inside the 5-yard line. I think he might have a first down. Just depends on the spot. It's going to be close. It'll be 3rd down if he doesn't have a first down here. Wynne is 4 yards away from taking the lead in the game, 1 yard away from a first down. 3rd down, 3:53 left. We're in the second quarter.
Yeah, Wynne just running the clock down here. Took over this drive, 8 minutes, 22 seconds on the clock, and now the clock's running underneath 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first half. And so that's why this Wynne offense is so dangerous when they get on these long drives that just hold the ball and run the clock down.
3rd down and 1, back to the fullback. He's got a first down and more, trying to get to the end zone, and he will not be able to do that. They'll blow the whistle, but he did get to the 1. It's a first down and goal. Wynne has not had a turnover. All the pitches have been true. All the pitches have been caught. Arkadelphia has 1 turnover when from the 1-yard line the ball got away from Harrison and went through the back of the end zone, where Arkadelphia would have 3 touchdowns here in the first half. Instead, Wynne's got a chance now to have the lead with 3 minutes or less left in the first half. From the 1-yard line, it's first down and goal.
Yeah, big opportunity here for this Badger defense to try and get a stop. Obviously, Wynne with a first down here on the 1-yard line. Expect them to give the ball back to James on this situation.
He's the fullback. Parker will keep it. Parker might get there himself. That's going to be a touchdown for Wynne, and they've reclaimed the lead with 2:54 left in the second quarter.
Yeah, and that quarterback sneak there from Parker's worked really well tonight. So that was a good run from him. And now we're going to see what Wynne does. It looks like they're going to kick the extra point, which is an interesting choice, if you ask me, because that puts them up by 5 points. And I don't see much of a difference between being up by 5 and being up by 6. So this is a interesting choice here or up by 4 and up by 5 points. That's an interesting choice from Wynne.
Well, now they're going to call timeout, so perhaps they want to reconsider. We'll take a break also. 2:54 left, second quarter. It is Wynne 18, Arkadelphia 14. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Everyone's known for something. Ours is simple. At the Southwest Auto Collection and iDriveSWA.com, you get the absolute lowest price on America's best brands. Ford, Lincoln, Chevy, GMC, Buick, and Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. The best selection and the lowest prices guaranteed. And we deliver anywhere in the state, plus tires for life. It really is that simple. Visit us today, the Southwest Auto Collection, I-30 exit 78 in Arkadelphia, or online at iDriveSWA.com.
And we are just about ready for an extra point attempt. We're just waiting to see if it's going to be a 1-point attempt or a 2-point attempt, as the score is Wynne 18, Arkadelphia 14, 2:54 left here in the second quarter. By the way, at halftime, we expect to bring you a performance by the Arkadelphia High School Band, a 3-time state champion itself, but we're having a little trouble with a microphone. Chris Babb, though, is a genius, and he's going to fix it so we can bring you that halftime show. It's going to be great. No pressure. No pressure, Chris.
Expecting to see the Wynne offense come out here and then to go for 2 points. As I mentioned earlier, it didn't really make much sense for them to kick an extra point here, as they'd be up by just 5 points rather than 4. But this has a chance to put them up by 6 and cause Arkadelphia to need a conversion on an extra point in order to take the lead.
They've had better luck running the ball than they have kicking the ball tonight anyway. So they're going to send a man in motion, give it to the fullback, and he will be hit, but he'll struggle and he'll get in. That 2-point conversion is good. It's Wynne 20, Arkadelphia 14, 2:54 left in the second quarter, which frankly is enough time for the Arkadelphia offense. We'll see if they can convert when we come back in 1 minute.
At Eccles, Thompson, and Kneebone CPA, we seek to provide accounting, tax, and financial planning services to individuals and small businesses with proficiency and integrity. Serving Arkadelphia since 1977, our staff looks forward to meeting your financial goals of today and also becoming your financial advocate for life. Visit us at 205 North 25th Street or call 246-8991 today. Eccles, Thompson, and Kneebone LTD says Go Badgers.
For over 75 years, Mary and Martha's Florist and Gifts on Main Street in Arkadelphia has served the people of Arkadelphia and her surrounding communities, providing a wide variety of floral and gift needs. Do you have a special occasion that calls for just the right touch of creativity? Join the many who call David Goodman at Mary and Martha's to create a floral arrangement to fit their needs and budget. Call Mary and Martha's at 870-246-2446 or visit their location at 921 Main Street in Arkadelphia. Mary and Martha's Florist is a proud supporter of the Arkadelphia Badgers.
Well, you can see it coming, kind of a trap game for Arkadelphia after the emotional win against Benton. Only a few days since we're having an early Thursday game to prepare for this option offensive win. Wynn's had the ball 4 times in the first half. They've scored 3 touchdowns, forced to punt 1 time. Arkadelphia would still have the lead if they had not had a fumble at the goal line just before they could score a touchdown. And now the ball is loose inside the 30. Arkadelphia will fall on it at the 25-yard line. So a mistake on the kickoff return leaves the Badgers with 75 yards to cover in 2:54.
Yeah, fortunate for Arkadelphia to fall in that one, though, because it bounced right over the head. It was a really interesting version of an onside kick there from Wynne. Bounced right over the second line's head. Usually you try to bounce it over the first line's head, but it bounced over the second line's head, and the kickoff team almost got to it. It took a diving stop from Sammy Hawthorne to jump on that ball and give Arkadelphia possession here on the 26-yard line.
Huge home crowd's going to feel better if Arkadelphia can drive it 75 yards and lead here at halftime. Let's see if they can. Wynne leads it right now, 20-14. Running play up the middle, going to be a short game this time for Cannon Turner.
Yeah, coming out in that stack offense, and this is the offensive formation that worked so well last week against Benton, and this is the formation they got most of their points out of. But this time, Wynne is prepared for it. They saw it on tape against Benton last week. They saw the success of it. They came out and stacked the box nonetheless, and nice stop there.
On 2nd and 8, running play, good yardage, and I believe that's going to be enough for a first down. Let's see where the spot is. Good run by Kyron Harrison.
Yeah, that time good run from Harrison. That time getting out to the right side. We saw him just accelerate up the field, barely being able to pick up the first down, but nonetheless keeping the chains moving, and that time being able to get out of bounds and stopping the clock with just over 2 minutes left in this half.
Pfeiffer and Thomas are split to the left side. Harrison is the running back. Cannon Turner wants to throw down the sideline. He'll go to Witten. That's complete. Nice play. Good catch. He turned and stepped out at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, that was a nice catch for Witten, and it looks like it's going to be close to a first down, and they're not sure. Are they going to stop the clock and bring the chains all the way to the near sideline? And so that's going to hurt the Arkadelphia hurry-up offense now, and we're going to see if this is a first down or not.
Well, the ball is just across the 48-yard line, and so is the marker. So it's going to be, I don't know, 11-yard chain. Maybe it wouldn't be a first down. Otherwise, I think they're going to get it. You can't quite see where the football is on camera because of the players standing in the way, but I think it's going to be a first down. Let's see. Oh, no, they're saying it's not a first down. My goodness. Okay. Well, count me wrong on that one. Not a first down. They lack a few inches. So Arkadelphia will have a second down play coming.
Yeah, only looks about like 3 lengths of the chain short there for Arkadelphia. And so they're going to have to get a little bit of a push here for first down. But I don't think the first down is going to be all they're looking for here. Getting those 3 inches, it won't be too helpful for the rest of the drive here. Second and short situation. kind of spot here where you can take a shot at the end zone if you're Arkadelphia. Second and short, notorious for that. So look for possibly a long pass play from the Badgers here.
All right. We have a bit of a delay here, but Arkadelphia has had time to think about what they like to do on second down and just a couple of inches. 2:15 left before halftime. Wynne leads at 20-14. Shotgun formation as usual. Here comes Wynne, but they're going to pass on second. Why not? Pass is intercepted, my goodness, at the 25-yard line. They were ready for a long pass. Nice job by the Wynne defense.
Yeah, just as I said there, you have a second and short situation. You want to take a shot at the end zone, and Arkadelphia continuously runs these plays on offense where they don't make a read on a pass coverage. You're supposed to take one step and throw the football up. And last week they were intercepted on that type of play. This week another interception here. So
now the concern is to keep Wynne out of the end zone. They only have 2:09 left and only one timeout, but Wynne has been able to move the ball sometimes in chunks tonight, leading by 6 at 20-14. Yellow Jackets will line up. Arkadelphia has 2 turnovers tonight, none for Wynne. Up the middle it goes to James. He's going to gain yardage, just a few yards. And the clock is going to be allowed to run as we go under 2 minutes to play in the first half.
Yeah, and Wynne's going to get the ball to start the second half here. And so you might think they're going to run some short yardage. They're going to take all the time off the play clock they can, get the halftime, take a 6-point lead into halftime, and have a shot to take another 5-6 minute drive to open the second half and build a 2-touchdown lead.
Wouldn't be too surprised to see Parker just chunk it down the field one time, but it won't be on this play. They're going to pitch it wide, but there's some room to run, and he'll go out of bounds at the 38-yard line. That's a good gain. Not quite a first down, but it does stop the clock with 1:31 left.
And a good run that time from Wynne once again. Being able to get out of bounds, too, and it looks like they will get a first down, actually, if the chains are moving right now. But Wynne definitely probably going to keep going to that run game. Still trying to burn some clock, but at the same time, definitely in solid field position to be able to get down the field.
They mark the ball closer to the 39, so it is a first down, and first down and 10 for Wynne. And they are going to run it again. The fullback is hit immediately this time and will not gain yardage, but he holds on to the ball. No turnovers for Wynne. That's the key to this option game as well. The clock continues to run under 1:20 now.
Yeah, once again, just handing the ball off up the middle. It looks like Wynne might be just trying to run the clock down just to get to halftime, as I would suspect. But looks like they're going to take a couple extra seconds off the clock waiting to get their playoff here on second and long. But definitely not a bad half from either team, but still the Badgers are not going to be wanting to go into halftime down a couple points.
Arkadelphia needs to be ready, though. I mean, if they're willing to throw on 4th and 1, they still might throw it as far as they can down the field and try to run under it. Let's see. On 2nd and 10, there's a counter play, but it's covered well by Arkadelphia. Nowhere for the back to go for Wynne. That was the right halfback who got the carry that time, Jaden Potter. Clock continues to run, and that's going to stop 38 seconds. 38 seconds left, timeout on the field, so we'll take a break. It is Wynne 20, Arkadelphia 14. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Thanks for meeting me here.
No problem. You know, Farm Bureau Insurance has local agents making this kind of thing real easy.
Well, your auto insurance has saved me a lot on old Becky here.
Harold, your dog swallowed the remote again.
Who's that?
Older Becky.
Oh. Ugh.
Real service, real people. That's Farm Bureau Insurance.
Call Clark County Farm Bureau today at 870-246-4554.
Name is Becky. We hope you're not offended by that spot. Nice spot from Farm Bureau. We appreciate them and all of our sponsors. Wynne has the ball. It's 3rd down and very, very long. Arkadelphia might even look for a pass now, but at this point, this down and distance, we might, instead of a surprise pass, see another run. 38 seconds left before halftime. Wynne is in the lead at 20-14. They won last week against a good Marion team, 27-21.
Yeah, I absolutely think you could see Wynne going for a run play. Make Arkadelphia take a timeout before giving them the ball back on a punt.
Arkadelphia has 2 timeouts left. They would love to get the ball back. They've got a kickoff return for a touchdown tonight. They wouldn't mind trying to punt return as well. First, you got to stop them. 3rd down, 12 yards to go for the Yellow Jackets. They're going to run the option. The fullback gets it. He's going to make a little bit of yardage, but not nearly enough. Down at the 41-yard line, it's 4th and long.
Yeah, another timeout here as soon as the tackle happens from Jair Eldridge. And so that's going to stop the clock. Wynne, more than likely, is going to punt the ball here. And Arkadelphia is going to have 1 timeout and 33 seconds to try to drive the ball down the field and get a score before the half. But you can see it being a pretty long drive. Wynne's got a good punter. Last time dropped Arkadelphia down on the 7-yard line. Can see it happening again here.
Arkadelphia did put some pressure on the punt earlier. Didn't do a lot of good as he did get it away, but Arkadelphia could go for the block, or we might see them set up the return. But it's going to need to be a dramatic play of some sort with only 33 seconds left.
Yeah,
Arkadelphia not used to trailing at halftime.
No, they're not. And trailing at halftime, even by only 6 points, is ever more crucial against a team such as Wynne, a team that runs this kind of offense and runs it with such efficiency. Having a lead, having a deficit at halftime, and given that Wynne gets the ball back in the second half, that's a big challenge for the Badgers.
Parker is the quarterback, but he does want to kick it, and he will send it deep. But this is returnable by Thomas. Thomas is up to the 35, hits the sideline to the 40, to the 50-yard line. He might go. He's to the 30, he's to the 20. He's got one man to beat. To the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Arkadelphia. But we do see a flag. We do see a flag at the 50-yard line. Oh, my.
Wow, and you'll see it on the replay here. So we're going to show the replay, and we'll see where exactly that flag came from on the 50-yard line. See it laying there on the field right now. So Thomas comes across, and there was the block. It was kind of out of the camera there, but you see a guy go flying down around the 50-yard line. I'm assuming that was the block they called it back for. And so, unfortunate there for Arkadelphia. I'll tell you what, though, you don't usually see a penalty flag come out for a block when someone takes someone to the ground on a punt return. Usually the kind of blocks you see are blocks in the back or clipping, but that time he picked him up and put him on the ground. So you might think that could have been some sort of holding penalty. Have they indicated what it was yet?
Yeah, it's a penalty to basically body slam somebody, and that's what they decided that block was. So they're going to put the ball at the 40-yard line. Arkadelphia's got 60 yards to go and only 18 seconds to do it. Thomas made a beautiful, beautiful run. What speed he had down the near sideline.
And, well, he took, like you said, he took about 18 seconds off the clock as well. So,
all right. Now there's going to be a timeout, and so we'll take one more break. Well, Arkadelphia frustrated here with only 18 seconds left before halftime. It is Wynne 20, the Badgers 14. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Finally got me, Ben.
What's that, Rick?
The Clark Street crater, the mother of all potholes. For decades, it's tormented the people of this town. They try to fill it, but it always returns. Got me good.
But you know State Farm's got you, too.
You ain't nothing!
Are you trash talking a pothole?
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Call State Farm agent Austin Wingfield at 870-246-2162 to
Arkadelphia lines up at its own 40-yard line, 18 seconds left before halftime. Wynne leads in the game, 20-14. Cannon Turner at quarterback wants to throw. He's under pressure. Now he wants to run, and he'll run out of bounds at the 40.
Yeah, and that'll stop the clock. So nice aware play there from Cannon just to run the ball out of bounds. Had nowhere to go, had pressure, and so they got 12 seconds left now to make a play. But when you're only bringing 3 guys like Wynne did on that play, they only rushed 3. You got to block them. Arkadelphia is 5-on-3 in that situation. You got to make those blocks if you're the offensive line. The offensive guards there, the ones uncovered, have to be checking for the blitz and then helping out on the defensive ends. But the defensive end on the far side there for Wynne did a nice job getting the quarterback.
Here's a pass to the flat. It is complete to Wynne, and he will be out of bounds. I guess he stepped out or had a knee go down, but they stopped the clock. Well, a timeout's been called by Arkadelphia. 8 seconds left. Precision play to put the ball at the 49-yard line of Wynne, but now you got to throw it to the end zone.
Yeah, that wasn't Wynne is a senior out there, but that would have been smarter to run out of bounds there than to turn back in bounds and try to gain yardage. The best situation there would be to run out of bounds. Arkadelphia doesn't have to use the timeout, have a chance to run maybe 2 plays here, but now in the situation, Arkadelphia's probably got one more chance at the end zone.
Badgers out of timeouts, 49 yards away. No time here to get close enough for a field goal attempt, so they've got to score on this play if they are going to have the lead at halftime. Badgers trailing the Yellow Jackets by 6. Well, you never know. It's high school football. Let's see what happens on the last play of the first half. Cannon Turner at quarterback. Drops back. He fakes a pass. Now he's going to run. He's going to have some yardage up to the 40. He tries to get out of bounds, and he does. Okay, it's not the last play of the first half. There's 2 seconds left, and he got up to about the 40-yard line, maybe the 39.
Yeah, and there's the senior awareness there. Cannon Turner, he's played 4 years. He saw no one downfield, and he thought, and I'll tell you what, I'm not sure how he knew that because there's not even a clock on that side of the field he's looking at. Runs out of bounds with 1 second left. That's just how good he is. He's got an internal clock in his head telling him he's got 1 second left on the game clock, and he's got to run out of bounds.
Cannon Turner at quarterback is going to give it one more try. From the 39-yard line, he wants to throw deep, and he will throw deep. He's got a receiver down there, incomplete. Well, I guess what you hope for there is pass interference to get you a little bit closer. And, in fact, we do have a flag down on the play, but let's see what it might be. Going to be a holding call, it looks like, against Arkadelphia, declined, and it is halftime. So at halftime, it's Wynne 20, Arkadelphia 14, in a first half in which Arkadelphia has a lot of total yards, but a couple of mistakes with an interception and also with a fumble through the back of the end zone. So Wynne has the lead here at halftime, and we'll be back with the halftime show in 2 minutes.
At Eccles, Thompson, and Kneebone CPA, we seek to provide accounting, tax, and financial planning services to individuals and small businesses with proficiency and integrity. Serving Arkadelphia since 1977, our staff looks forward to meeting your financial goals of today and also becoming your financial advocate for life. Visit us at 205 North 25th Street or call 246-8991 today. Eccles, Thompson, and Kneebone LTD says Go Badgers.
For over 75 years, Mary and Martha's Florist and Gifts on Main Street in Arkadelphia has served the people of Arkadelphia and her surrounding communities, providing a wide variety of floral and gift needs. Do you have a special occasion that calls for just the right touch of creativity? Join the many who call David Goodman at Mary and Martha's to create a floral arrangement to fit their needs and budget. Call Mary and Martha's at 870-246-2446 or visit their location at 921 Main Street in Arkadelphia. Mary and Martha's Florist is a proud supporter of the Arkadelphia Badgers.
Call State Farm agent Austin Wingfield at 870-246-2162 today.
Turner Rogers Manning & Plyler CPA is a longtime supporter of the Arkadelphia Public School District. Turner Rogers Manning & Plyler has established a reputation for providing clients with outstanding services that include auditing, accounting, and tax and business consulting. Contact Turner Rogers Manning & Plyler today at 870-246-4563 or by visiting them at 305 Professional Park Drive in Arkadelphia. Turner Rogers Manning & Plyler says, Go Badgers!
It's
Turner Rogers
halftime.
Manning and Plyler CPA is a longtime supporter of the Arkadelphia Public School District. Turner.
It's halftime, and here at the break, Arkadelphia is trailing. This is unusual for the Badgers in recent years. It is Wynne 20, Arkadelphia 14. It's not because Arkadelphia could not move the ball. We'll have a statistical update from Jim Rothwell in just a few moments. But Arkadelphia has two key mistakes, Caleb, one being a fumble that went through the back of the end zone, creating a touchback instead of a touchdown, and the other being an interception.
Yeah, you just said it there. That a touchback was the most critical one. And that's what, tell you what Coach Eldridge told me on Monday afternoon before they started this week of practice. I asked him, I said, what's the number one key to winning this game if you're Arkadelphia? What's the number one thing you have to do to win this game? And he told me it's to take care of the football on offense. You can't turn the football over to win, otherwise you're not gonna win. And so Arkadelphia fumbles the ball there on the 1 yard line, a huge turnover. That alone would have put Arkadelphia ahead in this game going into halftime. And then, of course, the interception there. And, that play call on the interception was a no-read, no-look pass, really a one-step drop and a pass. I'm guessing the offensive coordinator up here in the booth saw something at the defensive coverage, and he thought that pass would work, but Wynne read it really well, and it was intercepted, the same play call second week in a row.
By the way, if you were hoping to not only see but hear the cheerleaders moments ago, or see the band and hear the band in a moment, we are working on a microphone that is up on top of the Max Sisson press box, and hopefully we'll have that working soon, be able to bring you the sound as well as the visual of these good halftime entertainment opportunities. Two great organizations, the cheerleaders first, the Jazzlers, of course, Dazzlers, I should say, for the high school, the dance team, but also now the award-winning state champion Arkadelphia High School band set to perform in a few moments. Our mic up top was working in pregame, but it's kind of crowded up there because this is a TV game in the state of Arkansas, and so we got a bit of a problem we're checking out right now and hope that we can bring you some sound from the field very, very soon. In the meantime, Jack, I'll tell you what, my guess is Arkadelphia is going to be one motivated team when they come out for the third quarter.
Yeah, you definitely expect that, especially seeing last week the Arkadelphia was also down going into halftime against Benton 14-13, that scoreline, but now the Badgers down by 6. About to be going into the second half here in several minutes. But, yeah, I would definitely assume Badgers are definitely going to be coming out with a vengeance. Like we talked about, Wynne is going to have the football, but this Badgers defense kind of struggling a little bit against this team.
We are now getting some sound from the field, and so we're going to bring you the halftime show. This is the Arkadelphia High School Marching Band.
Contribution and for your continued support of so many programs in our community, and especially the Arkadelphia Public Schools. We thank Southern Bancorp very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Arkadelphia Public Schools is proud to present for your halftime entertainment your 2016, 2017, and 2018 state marching champions, the Arkadelphia High School Badger Pride Marching Band. The Arkadelphia Badger Pride Marching Band will be presenting their 2019 competition show, sponsored this year by Southern Bancorp of Arkadelphia, entitled Out of Reach, The Fall of Tantalus. Now, ladies and gentlemen, under the field direction of Colson McKinney, the Arkadelphia High School Badger Pride Marching Band.
Well, I'd say that didn't go as planned. It wasn't always like this. I was once a king, a child of the gods. I was the favorite one. My flight to paradise was amazing, but the fall will be horrific.
We'll continue to bring you the performances of the Arkadelphia High School Band as the year wears on. We're going to see a longer and longer show as they prepare for contests. They are, of course, also a defending state champion, the Arkadelphia High School Marching Band. Glad to bring it to you. We did have a few microphone issues, but hope that you were able to hear that to a great extent. And we have found a few things that are going to help us to bring you the full sound in the future. So that's the Arkadelphia High School Band. When we come back in 2 minutes, we will have a statistical update from Jim Rothwell, and we will have more discussion of a first half that was frustrating for Arkadelphia. Wynne in the lead, 20-14.
Doctors Gary and Rob Rucker are proud sponsors of this Arkadelphia Badger broadcast. Dr. Gary and Rob Rucker supporting the Badgers since 1996.
Citizens Bank was established by a group of local business leaders who shared a vision of creating a bank that would be committed to serving working people. Over the years, we have expanded our services, locations, and technology, but we make every effort to stay true to our roots. Citizens Bank is owned by local shareholders and governed by a local board of directors, most of whom live, work, and invest alongside our customers. We continue to take pride in a heritage of independence that honors the vision of our founders, and we remain dedicated to the financial progress of the people we serve.
Get real attention on your auto insurance. Get real auto, home, and life insurance. Get Farm Bureau Insurance.
Call Clark County Farm Bureau today at 870-246-4554. Price & Company Insurance and Bonds in Arkadelphia is a 100% fully independent agency, meaning that you'll be working with insurance agents who have an in-depth knowledge of multiple insurance products, companies, and guidelines, not just one. Contact Price & Company Insurance and Bonds today for your needs at 1015 Caddo Street in Arkadelphia or by calling 870-246-5573. Price & Company Insurance and Bonds says, "Go Badgers!" Welcome back to the Southern Bancorp halftime show. Your score at halftime: Wynne 20, Arkadelphia 14. Chris Babb with Jim Rothwell. And Jim, it was the first half, an odd first half. The Badgers find themselves down by 6. One touchdown. They had one almost touchdown that was called back due to called back due to a penalty on a punt return. Then you have Kyron Harrison trying to get an extra yard and fumbling the ball out of the side of the end zone. So the Badgers are 2 inches and one penalty from being up in this game 28-20.
The offense has moved the ball pretty effectively. Cannon Turner was 5 out of 9 in the first half. He did have the one interception for 71 yards. So that's a pretty good passing half for him. The accuracy there, a couple of deep passes were broken up, but again, he threw those well. Other than the interception, he passed the ball very well. Again, just what we expect from the Arkadelphia rushing game. 19 carries for 168 yards. That's about 9 yards a carry there. So that when Arkadelphia's held onto the ball and hadn't had a penalty, they're running the ball very well. Again, the big two, as we would expect. Kyron Harrison, 10 carries for 89 yards. And then Cannon Turner, 7 carries for 82. And a couple of carries for Buster Thomas, 17 yards. So we've seen Buster on the jet sweep a couple of times there. So very effective. But Wynne has been very effective running the ball. I don't think they threw a pass. I don't have any down. They might have, I can't remember one. But they have rushed 27 times for 170 yards. So not much. Actually, Arkadelphia's rushed for more yardage there on fewer carries. It's been just steady with Wynne, picking up the 4 yards, 3 yards. And particularly the outside option has been very effective for them. Arkadelphia's defense has done a good job stopping the big fullback. And we do have, we've been calling him James. Yeah. It is Ross. I knew the weight and height for James didn't match up to what we were seeing on the field.
Right.
So we got that corrected.
We were told at halftime the number changed. So the young man who is now wearing number 26 is actually Martarius Ross.
Yeah.
So he's the one who stands 6'3", 220.
Yeah, junior 6'3", 220. That's more like what we were seeing out there.
Jeff has been doing this for a while, and so he could see that the guy who he was calling on the program was not 5'9". I thought it was a stretch that he was 6 feet, and I think everybody up here was like, that's not the right guy.
The weight was listed at 150, and I thought, that guy doesn't weigh 150.
So 6'3", 220 is more like what you've been seeing on your screen from number 26. Defensively, the Badgers are going to come out to begin the third quarter. They're going to be on the field. A big drive. You don't want to call it the drive of the game. It's right after halftime because games are long. Second half anything can happen. But it is a big game, a big drive for that Badger defense to start out strong in the second half.
It sure is, because the way Wynne's offense runs, they keep you on the field and to come out that third quarter and stay on the field 5 or 6 minutes with the heat and the humidity nights. It's going to be very draining on the defense. So it's very important that the defense come and get off the field quickly, put the offense back on, and get a score, and then put Wynne in that position of having to come back and take the lead, which they don't. That's not what they do. They want to get the lead, keep pounding, where you at down, and run the clock.
This game started off with a bang. Cannon Turner takes the opening kickoff back for a touchdown. Wynne gets a nice return into almost the red zone, if I remember correctly, and they score quickly thereafter, neutralizes that. Other than that, it's almost a half that could have gone as badly for Arkadelphia as it could have. You have the fumble out of the side of the end zone that we talked about, and you have the penalty on the punt return. It's not been the greatest half for the Badgers. They only find themselves down by 6 points.
Yeah, that's true. Again, they've moved the ball very effectively, but turnovers and penalties and all that have hindered them putting points on the board. Again, the kicking game has given some big plays for both sides. the 2 kickoff returns, and then the punt return was a big play. Punt return at least gave Arkadelphia a shot and put some points on at the end of the half.
Yeah, Kyron Harrison, we talked about him running his running ability. You saw him with some strong yards. He leads the Badgers in rushing. Give us his stats again. I
think he
has
10 carries for 89 yards.
I would like to see Kyron's yards after contact. He's a fast back, but he also gets touched at the line of scrimmage or a couple of yards after. He has an uncanny knack to be able to break tackles. We sure would like to see the statistic.
It would be.
You can just add that to your spreadsheet in the second half.
Okay, I'll track that.
Real
Yeah.
easy. But Kyron Harrison is a very strong runner.
His legs just keep turning. Like we've seen on some of his touchdown runs, you think he's going to be tackling, the legs are still going, and he just carries people with him on those runs. So I figure we'll see him come out strong in the second half. That's what they need to do. Get the ball back, run the ball, get a score, and then you're putting Wynne in that position that where they've got to do something. And maybe they'll overreact and want to try to throw the ball. We haven't seen them throw at all tonight, so we'll see what they come out in the second half and do.
All right, just a couple of minutes left in the Southern Bancorp halftime show. Chris Babb joined by Jim Rothel. Jim, thanks for that statistical report, and thanks for commentary getting us ready for the second half. You see on the screen your score: Wynne 20, Arkadelphia 14. On the nice new scoreboard here in All Care Field at Badger Stadium, provided by Citizens Bank. And we promise it's not crooked, it's just our camera angle. So don't be screenshotting this and posting and say Arkadelphia has a new crooked scoreboard. It's nice, pretty, and straight from our perspective here in the press box. 20-14, you're watching Arkadelphia Badger TV on our Arkadelphia Badger football on ArkadelphiaBadgerTV.com. We'll be back after this timeout.
Under perfect conditions, your car traveling at 65 miles per hour can stop in about 300 feet. That's the length of a football field.
But a fully loaded tractor trailer, one that weighs 80,000 pounds, will take 2 football fields to stop. And that's if the driver is rested, paying attention, and the truck and load is properly maintained.
If you're in an accident with a big truck, call 1-800-CAR-WRECK.
Get the experienced team that's going to be on your side, by your side.
Turner & Turner, PA is a proud supporter of the Arkadelphia Badgers. Located in downtown Arkadelphia, Turner & Turner looks forward to joining you in cheering on the Badgers this season. Go Badgers from Turner & Turner, PA.
As a family-owned sporting goods supplier since 1950, Southwest Sporting Goods understands the value of customer service and is committed to providing the best quality customer service and merchandise available. Southwest Sporting Goods is located in Arkadelphia, but also has salesmen that cover the entire state of Arkansas to help ensure that their customers will receive the best customer service and pricing that can be found. Southwest Sporting Goods, located in downtown Arkadelphia, supporting the Badgers since 1950.
What if a bank didn't just make home loans, but taught responsible home ownership? What if a bank didn't just make business loans, but actually trained successful entrepreneurs? And what if a bank didn't just help you use credit, but helped you build and repair it? That would be a different kind of bank. Southern Bancorp, a bank on a mission to be wealth builders for everyone. Learn how you can bank differently at banksouthern.com/whatif.
Finally got me, Ben.
What's that, Rick?
The Clark Street crater, the mother of all potholes. For decades, it's tormented the people of this town. They try to fill it, but it always returns. Got me good.
But you know State Farm's got you, too.
You ain't nothing!
Are you trash talking a pothole?
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Call State Farm agent Austin Wingfield at 870-246-2162 today. Locally owned and operated, Welch Funeral Home has been serving the Arkadelphia community since 2005. Our goal at Welch Funeral Home is to offer every family that will allow us to serve them the most caring, dignified, professional service at the most affordable price. With over 40 years of experience in the funeral home industry, owner Tim Welch and Welch Funeral Home have also been longtime supporters of the Arkadelphia Badgers and Lady Badgers. Contact Welch Funeral Home at 870-230-1400 or visit them at 202 South 4th Street near downtown Arkadelphia.
Everyone's known for something. Ours is simple. At the Southwest Auto Collection and iDriveSWA.com, you get the absolute lowest price on America's best brands: Ford, Lincoln, Chevy, GMC, Buick, and Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. The best selection and the lowest prices guaranteed. And we deliver anywhere in the state, plus tires for life. It really is that simple. Visit us today, the Southwest Auto Collection, I-30 exit 78 in Arkadelphia, or online at iDriveSWA.com.
This is Jeff Root back with you as we prepare for second half action. I want to say thank you to Chris for his halftime work, and also Jim Rothwell for his always solid work on statistics. Accounting professors make good statisticians, I tell you what. Also want to say thank you to our camera up top. Dakota Flores is a student in the Rogers Department of Communications at Ouachita. And to Sawyer Goodrum, who is running our second camera tonight, the one that you are viewing right now. And Sawyer is a student at Arkadelphia High School. Welcome to the team, Sawyer Goodrum. We are just about ready for second half action as Arkadelphia is doing its traditional line run here as they rev up for the second half of action, and Wynne is going to the sideline on the other side themselves. As was said during the halftime show, very important first few moments of the second half because Wynne's going to get the football first, and they have the ball and the lead. That's a bit dangerous for a team that has been able to move it and has scored 3 touchdowns on the Arkadelphia defense tonight. Arkadelphia has scored twice and have the opportunity to score more than that as they have been able to move the ball, as documented by Jim Rothwell in statistics a moment ago. And so we should see a whale of a second half. I do have this feeling that J.R. Eldridge has helped his team focus a bit at halftime, so they'll come out ready for the second half. They certainly made mistakes in the first half, a couple of turnovers, a couple of penalties. One cost them a touchdown as they had a touchdown call back. But by the same token, they are working hard tonight, and you can figure that they're going to be focused and work very hard here in the second half to try to take a victory away from a 5A team that is expected to win its conference and be a threat for a 5A state championship. They've defeated 6A teams, of course, the last 2 weeks, and they'll head into a very difficult schedule immediately in conference play beginning in 2 weeks. They have a bye next week, and then in 2 weeks they'll take on Nashville and then Joe T. Robinson, and we'll see how the conference race shapes up after those 2 games. So a lot of exciting football we'll bring to you right here on the live stream all season long. We're glad that folks are listening to us and watching us all over the country. We've got Arkadelphia High School grads, former Badgers, that are watching and keeping up with the team. We're excited about that. Our third quarter sponsor is Providence Veterinary Care. Thank you so much for that sponsor and all of our sponsors that bring you these games on video live stream. We're ready for a kickoff now. Getting underway. Arkadelphia is set to kick off. Here is Savage. His kick is a shot down the middle of the field, going to be returned from the 11-yard line. Good speed up to the 20, 25-yard line. Good tackling by the Badgers, that gang tackling that they're famous for. They're going to stop him at the 26-yard line.
Yeah, that time the Badgers doing a good job on special teams, being able to bring Wynne down with that before they got to the 30-yard line. Going to start with decent field position, the Yellow Jackets are, but this is important for both of these sides, the Yellow Jacket offense and the Badger defense, to start out on a strong foot as we get the second half going.
All right, the mystery of who the fullback is has been solved. It is Ross. That's what we decided, guys, right? You just got to go by the size. You look for the biggest guy on the field, and he's the fullback. Here is a running play and some yardage for Wynne as they'll fake it to the fullback this time, and the keeper's going to gain 5-6 yards on first down.
Yeah, that was a nice run on the outside. I think it was Parker that kept the football there, the quarterback, and he made a nice gain around the outside. So getting ahead of the chains on first down, that's what you want if you're Wynne. But Arkadelphia needs to keep Wynne from having a long drive here to start the second half. A long drive for a touchdown would be crippling to the Arkadelphia second half comeback effort. So Arkadelphia needs to make a big stop here on second down to give them a 3rd and long to win.
It is second down, 4 yards to go for the Yellow Jackets as they line up, and they're going to run right at Arkadelphia, and the quarterback keeper's big yardage to the 50, 45, 44-yard line. Good decision-making by the senior quarterback as he pulled it back from the fullback and kept it for nice yardage down the far sideline.
Yeah, 3rd and long was not happening there. Big run down the sideline from Parker, and he's had a good start to this second half. 2 big runs for him, and now they got a first down. They're all the way into the Arkadelphia half of the field, and they're going to take some time off the clock here run down the play clock and for getting a play in.
At the Arkadelphia 43-yard line, right in front of us now. It's first down and 10, Wynne. A very quiet home crowd, a very large but quiet home crowd at the moment. Fullback on the running play. This is Ross. He's going to be driven back. Arkadelphia kind of keying on him right now, and he gained just a couple, maybe 3 on the play.
Yeah, Ross once again given the ball. We saw so many times in the first half when he was handing off the football, he would just drag defenders with him. That time we saw some of that gang tackling. It looked like 5 or 6 Badgers had to get on top of him before he stopped turning his feet down the field. That time only be able to pick up a couple yards.
Second down, 7 yards to go, about the 40-yard line. We don't know why he is wearing number 4, or not wearing number 4, but instead number 26 tonight. Here is a running play, and it's going to be a gain. This is Parker, but it is third down coming. Mr. Ross is 6'3", 220. The quarterback, who's doing a nice job tonight, is a senior. He's the quarterback, the kicker, and the punter, 6'1", 180 pounds. His name is James Parker.
And here we go. This is a big play. Third down. We've talked about it a few times tonight, and Wynne's done really well on third down tonight. I think Arkadelphia has only forced him off the field, Jack, 1 time tonight on third down.
That's right.
And so this is a big play here. Arkadelphia, if they want to mark a good comeback here in the third quarter, they need to get a stop here on third down.
Third down, 4 yards to go for the Yellow Jackets in what is probably 4-down territory. So you want a nice play here on third to make it 4 and some distance. And they're going to run it to the pit. Well, they'll pitch it wide. Well defended. He did not make a first down. On the pitch that time, but unable to turn the corner was Alston.
Yeah, and that was a really good tackle on the far sideline from Trey Bledsoe. The little cornerback there, not big in stature, only 5'7", but he made a big hit there to keep the Wynne running back from getting the first down. Now we're in 4-down territory, so they got to stop Ross from picking up the first down up the middle.
Now the crowd is getting active on 4th down and 2. Wynne looks to the sideline to get the play.
That was about the best play fake I've ever seen. The Wynne running back went in motion, and they called hut and didn't snap it.
Here is the run. They're going to pitch it wide, and he's got a first down. Alston is going to break down the sideline and make good yardage all the way to the 21. They've just not consistently, anyway, been able to stop the pitch tonight. And on 4th down and 2, it's a big gain.
Yeah, once again, it's just like every time you expect them to give the ball to Ross up the middle. The powerful bowling ball running, or fullback that he is, but that time faked it to him. The pitch to the right side, Alston be able to juke past a couple of guys and get a couple yards after the first down marker. And once again, moving the chains almost inside the red zone. And this Badger defense, with their hands on their hips, definitely tires once again. Wynne's going to have another long drive.
Ball at the 23-yard line. First down and 10 for Wynne as they are trying to stretch out their 4-point lead. Run up the middle. No, it's going to be a good keeper. That's a good quarterback, and he's going to score a touchdown as he faked me out and then some of the Badger defenders. But we do see a flag on the play, so let's see if it will come back.
Yeah, that was a really nice run from Parker, regardless of the flag or no flag. And it looks like there is a flag. A block below the knees, a chop block call against Wynne. And so it's going to be a 10-yard penalty back from spot of the foul. So Arkadelphia gets a break there. But that was Arkadelphia's got to cover this option better. Linebackers got to stick with their man. And they got to make the tackle whenever they get the football.
The illegal block was at the line of scrimmage, so they'll back it up 10 yards from there, and it'll be first down and 20 yards to go. Parker's done a nice job tonight, but it's just like Coach Eldred said in the pregame show. If you're assigned to tackle the quarterback, you got to tackle the quarterback. You're assigned to the pitch man, you got to tackle the pitch man. Same thing for the fullback. So Wynne will line up first down and 20. We'll see if they can overcome a major penalty on this drive with their option offense. They're going to pitch it wide, and there's some room to run down the sideline, a lot of room to run. He breaks 2 tackles and is knocked out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. Arkadelphia just not able to handle the speed and moves that time from Alston.
Yeah, first and 20 is the kind of situation you think you'd love to be in if you're the Arkadelphia defense, and first and 20, Wynne picks up a first down. Get a nice 22-yard run, and so Arkadelphia defense really not looking too strong out there against this triple option from Wynne.
First down and goal at the 9-yard line. seems to have made a difference that it's a Thursday night game and there wasn't as much time to prepare for defending the option. Here is Parker, the quarterback, on a keeper, and he's this time not going to quite make it to the 5. Arkadelphia, much better job, but still it's 2nd and goal from the 5, or from maybe the 6, we'll say.
It's just so hard to take down this Wynne offense, as every time you're having to choose whether or not you want to try and see if they're going to go to the outside or go to the inside, because when they hand the ball off to Ross, if the Badgers don't load the box up with as many guys as they can, the Yellow Jackets are able to hand it off to Ross, and he's able to get a couple yards, but leaving it to the outside, not loading the box, goes the other way.
From the 6-yard line, they'll send a man in motion. They'll run the fullback. He's hit by 3 Badgers and will get nothing. They might give him forward progress to the 5, but he was hit immediately.
Yeah, that was a good play from Arkadelphia. Ready for the fullback dive and took it down. And that's the interior defensive line. Hard to run against for Arkadelphia. And I think the Badgers need the linebackers to be doing the same thing on those pitchmen. Yeah, and they've taken over 5 minutes off the clock now on this drive. Wynne has. With all these penalties, the drive's kind of slowed down here as they've gotten into the red zone, and the clock is just rolling down, and Arkadelphia needs a stop.
3rd down and goal from the 5-yard line. Option play. They'll pitch it wide. Let's see where he can get to inside the 5. Ooh, flag goes down. Let's see. He thinks he's in. A touchdown is the signal, but there is a flag down, so let's see.
Yeah, we'll see if the flag is against Wynne, and it looks like it's going to be a holding call against Wynne. So that's a big call there. Takes away a touchdown and puts them back behind the 10-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd and goal again from around the 14-yard line.
Well, each team now has had a touchdown called back. They're going to mark it at the 12. The hold, I guess, took place at the 2, so they'll mark it at the 12. 3rd down and goal from the 12. Boy, I see either the quarterback keeping or a pitch to Alston on this play. Maybe even Jaden Potter, the other halfback.
Yeah, and they have that far side of the field where Alston's been running all night. That's the open side of the field, so you see Benton doing a pitch play to the right side.
Big play here from the 12. They are going to run to the right side, wide side. They'll pitch it late, and Arkadelphia is absolutely ready for it. Gain of 1 on the play. 4th down.
That was a really good defensive stop from the Badgers, and Wynne's going to set up to kick a field goal now, putting their special teams out on the field. And so that was a big stop for Arkadelphia, especially given the amount of time Wynne took off the clock on that drive. For them to get a touchdown and go up by 2 touchdowns in this game would be devastating to their comeback effort. But now they got a shot here with the field goal attempt upcoming.
Parker, the quarterback, the kicker, the punter, is in for the 28-yard field goal attempt. His kick is up, and it is good. He nailed it. So it's 23-14, 9-point lead now for Wynne, but Arkadelphia did hold to a field goal, and they were very close to giving up a touchdown, and so the Arkadelphia offense will have it when we come back. We'll be back after this break.
At Eccles, Thompson, and Kneebone CPA, we seek to provide accounting, tax, and financial planning services to individuals and small businesses with proficiency and integrity. Serving Arkadelphia since 1977, our staff looks forward to meeting your financial goals of today and also becoming your financial advocate for life. Visit us at 205 North 25th Street or call 246-8991 today. Eccles, Thompson, and Kneebone LTD says go Badgers.
Because the Wynne offense takes so much time, every possession from here on out, Jack, is going to be very important for Arkadelphia. That possession, the field goal for Wynne, took more than half the third quarter.
Yeah, and that's why it's so difficult playing this Yellow Jacket team. They take so much time off the clock. Now the Badgers are still giving up points that time, a 2-possession ball game. That's what's very important in this scenario right here. But the Badgers are going to want to get down the field pretty quickly. Still in the third quarter, so still a lot of time, but definitely going to want to put some points on the board to make it a 1-possession game.
So Arkadelphia is set to return the kick. The Badgers have a kickoff return for a touchdown tonight on the opening kickoff. It was Cannon Turner who returned it. 88 yards for the touchdown, and he is standing right now at his own 5-yard line hoping for another opportunity. Here's Parker's kickoff. It will bounce, it will roll, and it will roll out of bounds. So Arkadelphia will have good field position, but Wynne wanted no chance for the return men for Arkadelphia to score on that play. So Arkadelphia will take over. They'll put the ball at the 35-yard line. Or no, take it back. I believe Arkadelphia is going to decline the penalty and make them kick again.
I'm going to make him kick again. I wouldn't be surprised if Wynne comes right back at him, does the same thing, little short rolling kick, except this time 15 yards or 10 yards. Or 5 yards. They're 5 yards further back from where they started. So we'll see. We'll see if they want to go for the same try.
Yeah, I like that. It's not actually declining the penalty. It's taking a 5-yard penalty for a new kickoff instead of taking the ball at the 35. So first down it is a kickoff attempt again, and Parker is lined up for the kick. Arkadelphia hoping for a long return. They've had a kickoff return for a touchdown, a punt return that was called back or would have been a touchdown. Bouncing football, picked up at the 21-yard line, returned to the 25-yard line, now up to the 30 and to the 32, 33-yard line. So they didn't quite get back to the 35, didn't get the long kickoff return. But Arkadelphia has the offense back out on the field, trailing by 9 now. The first time it's been a 2-possession deficit. Arkadelphia needs a score, but now with only 5:28 left in the third quarter.
Yeah, Arkadelphia is going to need to run their offense well here. They're not going to be able to give the ball back to Wynne without scoring, given the way Wynne's been running their offense so far tonight. So Arkadelphia is going to need a scoring drive here on offense.
Badgers on first down want to run the ball. Up the middle, there's good yardage to the 40, 45, 50, to the 45, 40, and pulled down by 3 Yellow Jackets inside the 30-yard line. Very good opening run by Harrison.
Without a doubt, the best running back that we've seen from the Badgers tonight. Obviously, just a great run once again. We've said his name so many times tonight. But Kyron Harrison doing a great job once again as it looks like the Badgers are going to go to the no huddle. But a great one bursting through the seam for a first down for the Badgers.
Ball at the 28-yard line. Another running play. But a flag is going to stop the play before they can get moving. Something happened that time. Somebody moved early, and Arkadelphia will have first down and 15.
Yeah, unfortunate there for Arkadelphia. You get the long run. You're going to hurry up to the huddle once again, and you're going to try to run the same play that just worked before the defense can make an adjustment, and then you get a false start called. So can't have that happening in that situation, especially for Arkadelphia. It takes away a little bit of that momentum you just had from the long run.
That looked like it would be a keeper by Turner. Harrison's had a chance to catch his breath after that 39-yard run. And now they're going to end around with Thomas. Thomas looking for a place to go, cuts it up the middle. Good run by Thomas, and he might go to the 15, to the 10, 5. Touchdown, Arkadelphia.
Yeah, that was an amazing run there from Buster Thomas around the outside. And Arkadelphia now, they got a 2-play touchdown drive covering all the way down the field. 68-yard 2-play drive for a touchdown. And Buster Thomas, we said last week, might be his coming out party and see if he'll keep it up this season. And he has. Huge run there for him, making a couple guys miss in traffic and breaking out of traffic, cutting across the field for the touchdown.
Extra point attempt by Savage is up, and it is good. And so Arkadelphia has cut it to a 2-point game. Wynne 23, Arkadelphia 21, still 4:53 left in the third quarter, and we'll be back after this word.
For over 75 years, Mary and Martha's Florist and Gifts on Main Street in Arkadelphia has served the people of Arkadelphia and her surrounding communities, providing a wide variety of floral and gift needs. Do you have a special occasion that calls for just the right touch of creativity? Join the many who call David Goodman at Mary and Martha's to create a floral arrangement to fit their needs and budget. Call Mary and Martha's at 870-246-2446 or visit their location at 921 Main Street in Arkadelphia. Mary and Martha's Florist is a proud supporter of the Arkadelphia Badgers.
Here's the difference between two offenses. Wynne was able to get to a 9-point lead on a drive that took more than half of the third quarter to begin this second half, but then Arkadelphia scored in 41 seconds, and suddenly it's a 2-point game. Wynne 23, Arkadelphia 21, still 4:53 left in the third.
Yeah, and that was exactly what the Badgers wanted. And like we said, right before the Badgers started off on the offensive end, a quick touchdown drive, exactly what you want. Immediately the Wynne offense is going to come back out on the field, and the Badgers defense is going to get a little bit of redemption right here, hoping to stop him this time.
Savage set for the kickoff. Here is his kick. And he'll kick it high and short this time, allowed to bounce at the 25. Ooh, he almost dropped the ball, but they're going to fall on it. That's an effective kickoff. First down and 10 for Wynne, but back at their own 17-yard line.
And Gabe Goodman was a specialist at kicker last year, kicking it back through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The other team get the ball at the 20-yard line, and Savage has a different approach than Goodman. He likes to plop it up right in front of the deep kickoff guy, the deep return man, and make him pick it up off the ground. And that's going to give his team time to get down the field and make a tackle, and that time cause the other team's returner to slip up before he got to the 20. So really effective kickoff there from Savage.
You just get the feeling, fellas, that if Arkadelphia's defense can hold, the Badgers can take the lead because the offense really moving the football, moving it quickly. On first down, they did mark it at the 18. The quarterback will keep it. He's hit, though, and won't get very much at all.
Yeah, good play that time from the Badgers defense, reading the play perfectly that time. The defense was positioned exactly right to stop the quarterback that time after he kept the ball, trying to go to the right side before he could pitch it to his running back. Stopped immediately, only for about a gain of 1 on the play. So good play there from this Badger defense.
They're going to spot the ball right on the 20-yard line, so we'll call it a gain of 2. Second down, 8 yards to go. Wynne looks to the sideline, but one would think that a lot just depends on what the quarterback decides. Am I going to hand it off? Am I going to pitch it? Am I going to keep it? From the 20 on second down and 8, he will fake the handoff. He'll pitch it. Arkadelphia almost got him in the backfield, but instead he's right down the sideline. This is a huge gain. He'll go all the way to the Arkadelphia 36-yard line on a play where it looked like the Badgers would bring him down in the backfield. And, in fact, we do see a flag. Maybe that has something to do with that big gain. The flag's way back at the 25.
And that was right along the sideline where he broke up the sideline through a sea of Badger defenders and ended up down the field. And I'll tell you what, when a running back makes a quick cut like that and all of a sudden you're blocking forward to the defenders trying to chase the football, it's easy to get called for a hold. And that's what looks like happened right there to these Wynne blockers.
Spoken like a former offensive lineman, Caleb. Called you by your dad's name, Caleb. Former offensive lineman Caleb Bird is correct about that. When you make a quick turn, the linemen sometimes hold on a little too long as the defender moves after the ball. So they're going to scoot the ball back to the 15-yard line, and it's going to be second down and long.
That was that's a big call there in the Badgers' favor because that puts them pretty far behind the chains now. Wynn's looking at a 10-yard gain here on second down to be back in the position they want to be in.
Parker looks to his wristband, calls out the signals. Under center, he will fake the handoff. He'll keep the ball. Now he'll pitch late, and the ball sails out of bounds. Wow, he lost yardage back to maybe the 14 if they mark it where the ball went out. I think they will, about the 14, maybe the 15. So not much success and almost a turnover deep on their own end. They'll mark it at the 14-yard line, and it is third down and very long.
Yeah, fortunate there for Wynne. The ball went out of bounds, and that was the first mistake I think we've seen Parker make tonight. He's done really well in his pitching, his decision-making as quarterback in this option offense. It's an offense that requires a great deal of decision-making from the quarterback, but that's the first mistake we've seen from the senior.
And the senior is out. They're going to bring in a new quarterback on third down. Will he throw the ball or will he run the option? No, I think now instead they're going to call timeout and talk about it. I don't know. Was Parker injured on the play?
I don't think Parker was injured, but I think that, first off, I think the coach was probably pretty perturbed that he pitched the ball there, giving a chance to Arkadelphia to get the football back within the 20-yard line. Second off, I think that them putting the other quarterback out there and then calling a timeout gives Arkadelphia something to think about in this huddle. Might be playing some mind games with the Arkadelphia coaching staff and showing them something they haven't seen before.
Wynne certainly knows, Jack, the importance of this play because this is not four-down territory. They're going to have to punt the ball if they can't pick up 14 yards on this play. And punting the ball to Arkadelphia at about midfield is almost like giving Arkadelphia points, the way the Badger offense is moving right now. The score, of course, is Wynne in the lead at 23-21, 3:38 left in the third quarter.
And we saw last time just how quick it took this Badgers offense to go down the length of the entire field and score a touchdown. But now, with the potential of the Badgers getting the ball at midfield, like you said, A huge third down play for Wynne here as it's 3rd and long. Probably expecting to go to the run again, but still a 3rd and long and a huge opportunity for the Badgers to get the ball back.
And let's see who the quarterback is going to be. It does appear they're going to go with the backup quarterback. And I don't know if he's got the correct number on, but if he does, it's Spencer Parker. And he will run the option. He'll keep the ball, and he's going to get a little bit of yardage, but not nearly enough. He's back just basically to the line of the original line of scrimmage, maybe one more. It's going to be 4th and about 9, maybe 10.
And we hear this Badger crowd get loud, stopping this Wynne offense. So many times tonight we've seen Wynne go all the way down the field, taking several minutes off the clock, but that time just having the ball for I think just a little under 2 minutes that time. Now going to have to punt the ball away inside their own 20-yard line. Badgers are going to get the ball back. We see 2 returnmen standing at about midfield, and a huge opportunity for the Badgers to put some more points on the board.
And this is a new punter. Maybe the quarterback did get hurt a moment ago. Here's the kick. It's a good one. It is going to be returned, though, from the 45 up to the 40. This is Thomas. Thomas inside the 30-yard line, and Arkadelphia has great field position.
Yeah, Thomas is having a great night. He had earlier in the night, he got called back, but he returned a punt 70 yards to the end zone, got called back, and then on the last drive out, he had a 32-yard touchdown run. He danced through some defenders, and that time rings the punt return back within the 30-yard line. So Buster Thomas, we said last week, could have been his coming out party. Scored 2 touchdowns, rushed for 80 yards. It looks like he's come out, guys. It's a good week for Buster Thomas once again.
First down and 10, Arkadelphia at the Wynne 27-yard line. 2:50 left, 3rd quarter. Wynne leads by 2, but Arkadelphia has a great opportunity now to take the lead. Running play. This is Harrison. Harrison's got yardage inside the 15, inside the 10. They're going to sling him down at the 7-yard line.
Harrison once again just running the ball up the middle, just juking past a couple guys, putting his right foot down and then going the exact opposite direction that time. Just running upfield once again, getting another first down. The clock continues to run. Just a little under 3 minutes left in the quarter. Badger going to go to the hurry-up offense, try and score.
First and 10, ball at the 13, running play. This is Cannon Turner, touchdown Arkadelphia!
And what a run that time from Cannon Turner, electing to keep the ball. What a great run from the quarterback, as we'll see on the replay here. Just running it right up the gut, sprinting past the Yellow Jacket defenders. His speed, his acceleration took over once again. The Badgers take the lead for the first time in a while tonight, and a great run for Cannon Turner, giving the Badgers the lead, and this crowd is getting loud once again.
Arkadelphia lines up, and it would appear they're going to go for 2. Let's see if they stay in that formation. Arkadelphia leads it by 4. They want to make it 6. Here is a running play, and this is Harrison bouncing into the end zone. Arkadelphia converts on the 2 points, and the Badgers lead it by 4. It's Arkadelphia now stretching that lead to 20. I take it back. Arkadelphia leads 29-23, 6-point lead, as we said a moment ago. Fix the scoreboard at 29-23, 2:27 left. We're still in the 3rd quarter. Wynn's about to get the ball back. A lot of exciting football when we come back after this.
Price & Company Insurance and Bonds in Arkadelphia is a 100% fully independent agency, meaning that you'll be working with insurance agents who have an in-depth knowledge of multiple insurance products, companies, and guidelines, not just one. Contact Price & Company Insurance and Bonds today for your needs at 1015 Caddo Street in Arkadelphia or by calling 870-246-5573. Price & Company Insurance and Bonds says, "Go Badgers!"
Arkadelphia has regained the lead. The Badgers trailed by 9 just a few moments ago, but touchdowns on the last 2 possessions, and Arkadelphia has a 6-point lead, 29-23, 2:27 left here in the 3rd quarter. Badgers about to give the ball back to this Wynne offense, but Arkadelphia looking very, very strong offensively, and they look very good defensively, at least on the last possession by Wynne. We'll see if the defense can keep up the good work. Arkadelphia often is a second-half team, Caleb, that will pull away from another team in the second half. This time in the second half, they've retaken the lead.
Yeah, and they've had a big last 3 drives here in the game. And
ball got away, now picked up at the 5-yard line. Arkadelphia trying to defend this kickoff return, and they're going to drag him down at the 14-yard line, and a flag goes down at the 19-yard line.
An interesting flag there. I wonder if that's going to be a blocking penalty against Wynne. But nonetheless, that was a really nice kick once again by Savage, not letting it bounce into the end zone. Yeah, it's going to be a blocking penalty against Wynne, so that's going to put him back at the 9-yard line.
Ball stayed in the air for a while, but nobody got under it.
I think the Wynne return team thought it was going to bounce into the end zone, but with how high in the spin that Savage has been putting on his kicks, that ball was not going to bounce forwards. It was going to stick right where it was when it landed to the ground. And so great execution there on the kickoff by Savage. And Arkadelphia has put Wynne in some bad field position here, down at the 8-yard line to start the drive off.
So Wynne will line up with a long way to go. Now they're going to spot the ball at the 7. So from the 7, first down and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. Arkadelphia looking stronger right now. We'll see what the defense can do. Running by the fullback as he'll break it off tackle, but not break it very far. They're going to stop him before he gets to the 10-yard line.
Yeah, and that's a nice stop once again from Arkadelphia, and it looks to me, Jeff, you got the binoculars. Maybe you can tell me better, but I don't think James Holden Parker's back in the game. The backup quarterback, Spencer Parker, still out there. And so that second week in a row, the opposing team's quarterbacks come out of the game in the third quarter. And, having a senior in this offense like James Holden Parker is crucial to its execution. So for Wynne, it's going to be interesting to see how this backup quarterback can run the option and make the reads necessary.
He will take the snap. He's going to run the ball. Now he'll pitch it himself. A little bit of room to run. They'll get by the Badgers and make a nice long run to the 40, to the 50. One man to beat, to the 40, to the 30-yard line and out of bounds. Arkadelphia just got caught up in a block and watched the guy run right by him. And so then he's got the long run, and suddenly Wynne has an opportunity to retake the lead. They've got to have a touchdown to do it, and their kicker is out of the game. The starting quarterback, Parker, as Caleb was saying, has not returned. The last play we saw him play, he was tackled on the far sideline. The ball got loose. It looked like a late pitch, but he's not come back into the game since then to kick or play quarterback. Parker is on the sideline, we see. Still dressed out, but not coming back in the game. So the new quarterback, also named Parker, will run the option. And he wants to keep it this time. He's going to gain a yard. Whoa, and makes a late, wild pitch. It's successful, but it doesn't gain more yardage. That was wildly dangerous.
This guy is a little bit dangerous. The new Parker coming in, and right before he gets thrown to the ground, just kind of tosses the ball back to his running back. I think everyone just kind of went on the edge of their seat as soon as that happened, thinking it was a fumble, but actually the quarterback somehow getting the pitch off to his running back, only be able to get maybe another extra yard, but a really risky play that time from the new quarterback.
Second down, 8 yards to go. Arkadelphia defended that well. You couldn't have expected a pitch at that point, but they did make the tackle on the running back. They're going to run the option. He drops the quarterback snap, though. Arkadelphia thinks that they have it. Let's see what the officials say.
I think that's kind of the immediate reaction anytime the ball goes on the ground is your team's going to say, oh, we got the ball. But
yeah, I think the quarterback fell on it, but it is no gain on second down, maybe a loss of a half yard, and so it's third down and long. Well, they've had a long, very successful play and a couple of bad plays, so we'll see what happens on third down. They're not in a position to kick a field goal. Not only are they down by 6, their kicker is out of the game. Parker, backup Parker we'll call him, lines up on third down, and they need about 9. He's going to run it wide. He wants to pitch, but he's tackled before he can. There's not much of a gain.
Big tackle there from Kyron Harrison, coming in on third down for the defense and making a big tackle at the line of scrimmage on Spencer Parker there. So that was really great play from Kyron. And fourth down now, and this is a big fourth down situation. Or going into the fourth quarter, actually. So fourth down in the fourth quarter is going to be a big spot for the Badgers.
Well, Wynne has some time to think about what they want to do, but if they want to go for it, it is fourth down and 9. Still at the 28-yard line of Arkadelphia. I'm not sure they're going to punt the ball, so a very important play coming when we come back after this.
Thanks for meeting me here.
No problem. You know, Farm Bureau Insurance has local agents making this kind of thing real easy.
Well, your auto insurance has saved me a lot on old Becky here.
Harold, your dog swallowed the remote again.
Who's that?
Older Becky.
Oh.
Ooh.
Real service, real people. That's Farm Bureau Insurance.
Call Clark County Farm Bureau today at 870-246-4554.
On the 28-yard line, really between the 27 and 28-yard line. It's fourth down and very long for Wynne, but they're in a spot where I don't expect them to punt the ball to Arkadelphia. If it went in the end zone, they'd only pick up 7 or 8 yards net. So they're going to go for it and just try to make a first down on fourth and long. And I believe their starting quarterback has recovered enough to come back in.
James Holden Parker back in the game at quarterback, number 12.
So we'll see.
And they have another formation out here now. Usually they have a wide receiver split to either side. Now they have two wide receivers on the near side of the field.
The quarter break really gave them an opportunity to think about what they want to do, and now they're going to call timeout. Or Arkadelphia is going to call timeout after they see that formation. We'll keep it right here, guys, simply to say that quarter break really came at a good time for Wynne. They had time to put their starter back in. They had time to think about what they would like to do to come up with a big gain on fourth down.
I think both teams realize just how important this play is right here. 4th and 9, like you said. If Wynne gets a first down, it's very likely that they'll go down to the end of the field and score. But if the Badger defense is able to stop them here, they have a good chance of going down the field and scoring and making it a two-possession game. So really this play is going to play huge implications probably on the rest of this football game. Arkadelphia electing to take a timeout, rightfully so, talking it over, seeing exactly what they need to do to be able to stop Wynne and prevent them from going farther down the field.
I'd say Wynne's passing game is not spectacular. They don't practice it too much, I don't think, and Arkadelphia has been able to stop the passing game from Benton, the passing game from Sylvan Hills, so I'm not sure they're too worried about the pass here. What I'd be worried about is that pitch. The pitch has been killer. So maybe some kind of play-action play here or a draw play with a run.
Wynne is going to line up two receivers on the right side. Fullback, of course, is in, and one halfback. Parker wants to pass. He's under some pressure. He dropped the ball. He'll try to pick it up, but Arkadelphia will fall on it. Doesn't really matter. It was fourth down. Arkadelphia's football.
And huge play that time from the Badgers. You see how incredibly excited Sammy Hawthorne is as he runs to the Badgers sideline, throws the ball on the ground after getting that recovered fumble that time. The Badgers sideline going crazy after the takeaway that time. Badgers offense going to go back out on the field. A huge play for this implications of this game.
And you mentioned the fumble recovery doesn't really matter for the Badgers given that it was fourth down, but I do think the fumble maybe puts a bit more momentum in this Badger defense, give them a bit more confidence than just a stop on fourth down.
Yeah, I would agree after seeing the celebration here on the near sideline. I think you're exactly right. And I'll tell you what, Parker didn't look like himself on that play. I don't know if we'll see him in the next series or not. 11:54 left in the football game. We're in the fourth quarter now. Arkadelphia has the ball and leads by 6. On first down, the Badgers are going to run the football. This is Harrison looking for a place to go. He's only going to have a short gain this time.
A great run that time from the Badgers, or really not that great of a run that time, trying to go to the right side, only being able to pick up, I don't even think, any yards that time as Harrison was dragged down immediately for no gain on the play, but the Badgers offense can have one more crack at it.
Wynne is expected to win its conference, and so you got to hand it to them. They're not going to give up just because they're trailing and Arkadelphia has the football in the fourth quarter. They'll line up to play defense. Turner at quarterback wants to run it himself. He will break to the outside, breaks 2 tackles, still got one more to break, but he's going to have a nice gain up to the 37-yard line. First down.
And he just fought for that first down, like you said, Jeff, just taking guys with him, going to the left side, breaking a couple tackles, and then just dragging a couple guys with him, getting that first down, fighting for his life, really, on this drive. The Badgers wanting to burn a little bit of clock here with it being in the fourth quarter, having the lead and trying to get down the length of the field.
The run has worked well tonight. First down from the 37. They're going to run it again with Harrison. Harrison following his blockers, breaks upfield, but a flag goes down at the line of scrimmage. He's going to go to the end zone, folks, but I think it's going to come back. Touchdown Arkadelphia, but is it a touchdown? Flag back at the 38-yard line.
Yeah, the offensive line gathered around the flag back there in the back, and we're going to watch the replay here, see if we can see it. It looks like
Harrison was into the end zone.
it looks like
whole lot of nothing.
Well, the players are excited. They're going to wave the flag off. It's a flag against Wynne, actually. So they're going to say that was a so that time. Yeah. So I noticed in the backfield there was Lorenzo Lawson on the ground with a Wynne player, and they're going to say that the Wynne defender dove at Lawson's knees, giving an advantage to Wynne, and so that's a flag against the Yellow Jackets, and the touchdown will stand.
Well, that is strange, guys, because if you know it's a touchdown, why would you wait so long to let people know that's what the call was? Anyway, whatever their reasoning, it is a touchdown for Arkadelphia. Kind of an anticlimactic call I made, wasn't it?
Arkadelphia will take the timeout.
Arkadelphia will call timeout on the extra point, and think about it. As the Badgers lead by 12, maybe they're going to go for 2 and try to lead by 14. 10:51 left in the game. This game isn't over with the Wynne offense being a very good one, but Arkadelphia looking to take control right now. They're really looking very, very strong. We'll have the extra point when we come back.
Turner Rogers Manning and Plyler CPA is a longtime supporter of the Arkadelphia Public School District. Turner Rogers Manning and Plyler has established a reputation for providing clients with outstanding services that include auditing, accounting, and tax and business consulting. Contact Turner Rogers Manning and Plyler today at 870-246-4563 or by visiting them at 305 Professional Park Drive in Arkadelphia. Turner Rogers Manning and Plyler says, "Go Badgers."
Once again, we remind you about the fact that
Looking forward to this 2-point attempt coming your way momentarily.
hamburgers and hot dogs and cheeseburgers and pizza are all 1/2 price.
Arkadelphia could lead 37-23. That sounds better than 36-23, doesn't it? 5:51 left in the fourth quarter. The Badgers going to line up to go for 2. Running plays have worked. I think that's what we're going to see. They just need 3 yards for the 2-point conversion. Going to be a running play, and Turner's going to walk into the end zone. My goodness.
Perfect read option there for Turner to get in the end zone, go up by 14 points. So that's 2 touchdowns, 2 extra points that Wynne needs to convert here to tie this football game. And 10:51 left. Just enough time for Wynne to do it, I think, running their offense. So Arkadelphia gets another stop, and then a drive takes some time off the clock, though. It could be over.
Got to keep playing some defense, but the offense really starring tonight, especially here in the second half. 10:51 left in the game. Arkadelphia 37, Wynne 23. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
For over 75 years, Mary and Martha's Florist and Gifts on Main Street in Arkadelphia has served the people of Arkadelphia and her surrounding communities, providing a wide variety of floral and gift needs. Do you have a special occasion that calls for just the right touch of creativity? Join the many who call David Goodman at Mary and Martha's to create a floral arrangement to fit their needs and budget. Call Mary and Martha's at 870-246-2446 or visit their location at 921 Main Street in Arkadelphia. Mary and Martha's Florist is a proud supporter of the Arkadelphia Badgers.
You may have noticed that voice on that spot is Addie Goodman, one of the Ouachita students who's voicing our spots for our season, for the commercials for our season, along with Chris Babb. Here's the kickoff. Savage puts a foot into it. It's a high, long kickoff. Beautiful kick. It'll come down at the 11-yard line. Returned to the 20-yard line. Far sideline now, but not escaping the Badgers is the return man. On the return that time for Wynne was Jacob Sweat.
Yeah, and the Wynne Yellow Jackets are going to want to try to have a quick drive this time down if they want to get back in this game down 2 scores. But we know Wynne's offense definitely likes to take a lot of time off the clock, so definitely going to be a little bit different in the style of offense that they run this time, expecting to go to the ground for the most part once again, but still trying to go as quick as they can so they can have time to score one more time.
I tell you what, I'm interested. I know that Jim is a great statistician. That almost call back, didn't call back touchdown is going to really add a lot of yardage to Harrison's totals tonight.
Harrison's got 201 yards right now at the moment.
Looking
getting in the
great.
fourth quarter.
Thank you, Caleb, and thank you, Jim Rothwell. Run by the fullback is going to gain short yardage.
Yeah, and Spencer Clark, the backup quarterback, checked back into the game for a win.
It'll take up some time. That's not a bad thing for the Badgers at this point. It's a 2-possession game. Wynne not showing any interest in being in a hurry. They're going to line up slowly but surely. 11 seconds left on the play clock. Now they're going to run the play, and that ball was dropped. That ball is still loose. Wynne is going to fall on it, but way back at the 29. Now Arkadelphia takes it away, but I think that Wynne is going to be awarded the ball.
Yeah, I can't see him giving the football to Arkadelphia. Yeah, I can't see them giving football to Arkadelphia. The Wynne, they're going to say the Wynne football player was on the ball, down on the field to give him the ball, but that does put Wynne further back here, so that makes them have a 3rd down and long. And that's definitely not productive to the kind of offense they want to run out there.
This is backup Parker playing quarterback right now. As we said, their starter, James Parker, who played so well, got hurt, came in for a big 4th down play and couldn't convert, and now he's not in on this possession. They're going to pitch it. A little bit of room to run, but not enough, and that's going to be a 4th down coming.
Looks like we're going to see a holding call that time as immediately the flag is thrown as Alston gets to the outside. As we're going to see, right there, a holding call on the Yellow Jackets, moving them back even further, now making it probably 3rd and very, very long. Not what you want to see from the Yellow Jackets' point of view, but for the Badgers, once again, another crucial 3rd down play coming up once again.
It would appear that they're going to take the penalty. That does make sense because he got enough on that play that if you decline it, it's close enough to go for it on 4th down. I think instead they are going to take the penalty, and they'll mark it off now all the way back inside the 20.
Yeah, and Kyron Harrison just checked into the game, so coming back on for a big 3rd down and very long play. And this is a really long play here for Wynne, so this is going to be Chris to get a count on that. That's a 22-yard 3rd and 22, and that's the Wynne offense doesn't have anything in the playbook for 3rd and 22.
No, they're in a tight formation, in fact. Will he throw it to his one receiver who's out wide? Well, now he doesn't get the snap. The ball's loose, and Arkadelphia recovers, so they don't even get a chance to punt. With a backup not quite ready tonight. And Arkadelphia will take advantage. Arkadelphia can really ice it now, make it a 3-possession lead.
And that's really what you hate to see from Wynne's point of view, trying to just move the football on 3rd down, but instead another giveaway, that time right to the Badgers, starting inside the red zone. A prime opportunity for the Badgers to put this game out of reach for one final time tonight as we see the first team offense coming out onto the field. But a huge play, once again, the Badger defense being able to fall on the football and getting the ball inside the red zone.
Kyron Harrison is the running back in the game right now. One wide receiver wide to the left, but they're going to run the ball. Here is Harrison with a little bit of room, and he's hard to bring down. So even with no real hole to run through, he's going to make about 3 yards.
Yeah, and that's fine by Arkadelphia. If they can take a bit of time off the clock here, make it even more difficult for Wynne to make a comeback, that would be great in the Badgers' minds.
They'll spot the ball at the 13-yard line. Arkadelphia looking good to try to score on this possession after the Wynne turnover. Arkadelphia had the first 2 turnovers in the game, and that was important. It really gave Wynne a chance to get the lead, and they did take the lead. But now things have changed. Here's a pass play. Wide open touchdown, Arkadelphia.
And that's Jay-Sean Davis on the catch, and Wynne completely bit on the play action there. Nice pull on the play action, and quick throw by Turner to make sure none of the offensive linemen got downfield. So that was a perfectly executed play-action pass to Jay-Sean Davis. The sophomore's got his first touchdown in varsity.
We're going to see a lot more touchdowns from Davis, but nice to see the first one in this important game to take it to a 20-point lead, 21 if this extra point is good. Savage's kick is up, and it's perfect. Beautiful extra point. Arkadelphia 44 and Wynne 23. 8:05 left. We're in the fourth quarter, and the crowd now starting to celebrate a little bit more. Things have turned around for the Arkadelphia Badgers here in the second half. We'll be back after this.
Call State Farm agent Austin Wingfield at 870-246-2162 today.
I have to lengthen Jim Rothwell's section of the postgame show because there's a lot to talk about. A lot of stats tonight, touchdowns here in the second half, and Arkadelphia now leads it 44-23 here in the fourth quarter with 8:05 left in the game. We do want to remind you to stay tuned for that postgame show. It's going to be sponsored by Kerry Garnett, broker at Blend Real Estate in San Diego, California. He's part of the 1979 championship team, pretty important part as the quarterback. And he will be here for homecoming with the 79 championship team. So if you're part of that team, don't miss that. Come to homecoming. That team's going to be honored by Arkadelphia High School 40 years after the fact, high school championship team of 1979. The kick is high and returnable for Wynne from the 11-yard line. They'll go right up the middle of the field to the 20, and that's just about it. Arkadelphia defended it very, very well. I also want to remind you the J.R. Eldridge Show is brought to you every week, and we're excited about that. Hosted by our own Caleb Bird. J.R. Eldridge comes to the studio there at Washington, records it every Monday, and it's a special treat to hear his commentary and the hosting work of Caleb as they go through the game and preview the next week's game. Now, we've got a bye after that, so there'll be a break in that J.R. Eldridge show after next week. But they'll be previewing the conference season at the end of the show this week after they watch highlights from this game. There are going to be a lot of highlights from this game. First down and 10, ball at the 21-yard line. They're going to run the option. There's another new quarterback in, and he's going to gain 2 yards, maybe 3 on the carry, as Wynne is giving a chance to a youngster to play some quarterback. And I don't believe I have his number, but we're going to see if we can find out who he is. They're getting some younger guys some experience. For Wynne's sake, Jack, you just got to hope that their quarterback recovers for the conference race because he's a very good quarterback.
Yeah, Wynne is definitely – they've been a powerhouse for many, many years now. And once again, I'm pretty sure we're going to see that again this year, putting up a huge test for the Badgers. So definitely hoping that the quarterback gets back to health so we can be ready for conference season.
Second down and 7 yards to go. And they're going to run the option again. They're going to pitch it. That ball bounces away from the offensive back, and Arkadelphia has it again. Another turnover. The pitching by the starter, Parker, has been excellent tonight, but with his injury, apparent injury, Wynne's not been able to hold on to the football. Now we've got an injured player on the field. I think it's going to be an Arkadelphia Badger, so we'll take a break as they tend to him. 7:08 left in the football game. Arkadelphia 44, Wynne 23. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Under perfect conditions, your car traveling at 65 miles per hour can stop in about 300 feet. That's the length of a football field.
But a fully loaded tractor trailer, one that weighs 80,000 pounds, will take 2 football fields to stop. And that's if the driver is rested, paying attention, and the truck and load is properly maintained.
If you're in an accident with a big truck, call 1-800-CAR-WRECK.
Get the experienced team that's going to be on your side, by your side.
As a family-owned sporting goods supplier since 1950, Southwest Sporting Goods understands the value of customer service and is committed to providing the best quality customer service and merchandise available. Southwest Sporting Goods is located in Arkadelphia, but also has salesmen that cover the entire state of Arkansas to help ensure that their customers will receive the best customer service and pricing that can be found. Southwest Sporting Goods, located in downtown Arkadelphia, supporting the Badgers since 1950.
What if a bank didn't just make home loans, but taught responsible home ownership? What if a bank didn't just make business loans, but actually trained successful entrepreneurs? And what if a bank didn't just help you use credit, but helped you build and repair it? That would be a different kind of bank. Southern Bancorp, a bank on a mission to be wealth builders for everyone. Learn how you can bank differently at banksouthern.com/whatif.
Had a chance to see Jason Campbell at the Touchdown Club this week as he was honored for his play as an Arkadelphia Badger, and he was the player injured. He's being helped off the field by his head coach and also the trainer for this evening, Terry DeWitt, Dr. Terry DeWitt. And it does appear that he is walking okay and is going to make it to the sideline just fine. Not sure what the injury is. We're not going to speculate, but we are glad to see that he is talking to his teammates and he is walking with a little assistance to the sideline. So Wynne turned it over. Arkadelphia has the ball. Arkadelphia has benefited from a couple of turnovers coming from bad pitches by backup quarterbacks by Wynne. Turner will hand it to Thomas. Thomas coming to the near side. A little bit of room to run. He's to the 15, dragged out of bounds, but that's a good gain on first down.
Yeah, Buster Thomas getting the call that time, just going to the left side. Cannon Turner electing to hand it off to him, getting a nice 9-yard run down the sideline, and a good run that time. Getting into the red zone once again. The Badgers looks like they're going to go ahead and go on to win this ball game, but they're in another prime opportunity to pad those stats for some of those guys and get a touchdown for someone else down on that field.
Badgers not in a hurry. No need for that. With 7:08 left, the clock is stopped as Thomas went out of bounds. But the Badgers lead at 44-23. Whitten far to the right side. They're going to hand it to the running back, Harrison. Harrison darts through the middle. He's inside the 10, inside the 5, still fighting, and he's in the end zone. He can't be tackled.
Yeah, what a good touchdown run that was from Kyron Harrison. I'm looking forward to seeing the replay on that one. We'll see it right here. Harrison on the power run play, dances through, spins, carries a guy on his leg, and breaks through 3 guys to walk in the end zone standing up. Don't know how he got in the end zone without falling down there, but he is a strong guy. We knew it at linebacker, and he's proven his worth at running back. That's another touchdown. I believe that's his 3rd of the day.
Extra point attempt is up, and it is good. Savage has made another one. 7:01 left, 4th quarter. Arkadelphia has hit the half-century mark and more. Badgers 51, Wynne 23. We'll be back in 1 minute.
At Eccles, Thompson, and Kneebone CPA, we seek to provide accounting, tax, and financial planning services to individuals and small businesses with proficiency and integrity. Serving Arkadelphia since 1977, our staff looks forward to meeting your financial goals of today and also becoming your financial advocate for life. Visit us at 205 North 25th Street or call 246-8991 today. Eccles, Thompson, and Kneebone LTD says Go Badgers.
Arkadelphia 51, Wynne 23, 7:01 left in the game. That was a great touchdown run by Harrison, but maybe the best news is that Jason Campbell is walking around on the sideline after he was injured, kind of stretching out his right leg a little bit, so we don't know the extent of the injury. Hopefully not too bad, but it is good to see him up and walking around, attended by Dr. Terry DeWitt on the sideline. Arkadelphia set to kick off. Boy, Wynne's got to be thinking, what in the world has happened? 9-point second-half lead for Wynne, and it not just evaporated, but, oh, man, it has gone with the wind.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I think missing out on their quarterback has really hurt them there.
Here's the kickoff. Try to get in some more movie references. Kick to the 10-yard line, up to the 15-yard line, to the 20. And the return man just wants to keep running. That's a good effort by a team that is behind. Wynne is a championship team, they believe. They think they're going to win their conference, so they're not going to give up easily. At the 25-yard line, the Yellow Jackets will come out. And they're going to, again, not have their starting quarterback, Parker. You could say the game changed a lot when Parker left the game, but actually Wynne never has really stopped the Arkadelphia offense. It stopped itself with 2 turnovers in the first half. Otherwise, Arkadelphia has been headed to the end zone on every possession just about. But it certainly has hurt the Wynne offense when their starting quarterback had to leave the game.
Arkadelphia is yet to punt in this game. They haven't punted one time.
And they're going to run the option and successfully get a handoff this time. And a nice little run as Arkadelphia will give up 9 yards on first down. We're beginning to see, I believe, a few of the backups play. And that's a good thing. Arkadelphia getting experience.
Quarterback in now is Ethan McKnight, a 5'8" junior, playing quarterback now.
He did not expect to play quarterback tonight, I don't believe. But he did hand off, and they got a 9-yard gain on first down. We'll bring you some names as Arkadelphia gets some younger guys into the game as time goes by. Here is a running play. It's going to be enough for a first down. They're going to tackle him across the 35, up near the 38-yard line. One sophomore playing right now is Landon Kewen. And, guys, he's only, he's listed as a junior. I was thinking he was a sophomore, right?
sophomore.
Yeah, I had a wrong listing here. He is a sophomore. Atlanta's going to be some kind of player, so I'm not surprised that he's getting a lot of varsity time.
Yeah, I was talking to Landon earlier this week, actually, and he's telling me how exciting it is for him to be able to go in towards the end of these ball games, a chance for him to show out, and we hope to see that once again, as I'm sure we're about to see it right here.
From the 37-yard line, Wynne will run the option again, hand it to the fullback one more time. A little bit of a game, but Arkadelphia gang tackles. What about 9 or 10 people around the football? Caleb, that's what your coach talks about on every J.R. Eldridge show, and it came up on that play.
Yeah, he says it's the 9-5-9 mentality for JR. He wants there to be 9 guys within 5 yards of the ball 90% of the time. And so that's what they had right there. Had 10 guys on the tackle, and Wynne's not going to be able to get away from 10 Badgers.
Well, folks, be sure you watch J.R. Eldridge show this week. Hosted by Caleb Bird, of course. J.R. Eldridge is there. You're going to see some great highlights on Tuesday through Thursday next week on Channel 10, and you can also catch it online. Good running play by the quarterback this time, and he'll run all the way inside the 35 to the 31-yard line. They'll stop the clock at that point. So the junior made a nice run at quarterback.
Yeah, good run that time for the Yellow Jackets, bursting out to the right side that time, getting a first down and a whole lot more now inside Badger territory. But once again, talking about how this Badgers second-team defense getting a chance to have some quality minutes. You don't see that very often in a lot of teams, but these guys getting a lot of time to play here in a game against a very quality side in the Wynne Yellow Jackets. Definitely some really good experience for all of these guys.
Yeah, except for quarterback, Wynne has its first team in. Tackle that time by Malcolm Turner of the Badgers. Run up the middle. There's some yardage for the fullback, but not a lot, as Arkadelphia's interior defensive line did a nice job on the carry that time for Wynne, as they did put a new fullback in that time. Cameron Speed, not a bad name for a fullback, picked up a couple.
Yeah, it was a good job, interior defensive line. They've still got Terrell Sumler in there for the Badgers, and he's the one that cleaned it up there and picked up the tackle. So only a 1-yard gain and a good continual performance there from Sumler.
Wynne will line up. They are eating up some clock. Here's the option play again. I think he wants to pitch, but he's going to hold on to the football. That's a good decision as he nears the sideline. They'll knock him out with a gain on the play. That does stop the clock with 3:57 left.
Yeah, just missing the tackle in the backfield there. Could have had a tackle for loss, and quarterback just got around the defensive end.
Alex Loy is warming up to play a little quarterback here, I think, in a few moments, and he's just hoping that defense gets the ball back quickly because he wants to play a little quarterback tonight. Loy got to play some already this year, only a sophomore. Wynne comes to the line of scrimmage on third down and 4. Going to be a running play and a good gain. First down inside the 10. Can he make it to the end zone? I believe he is there. The officials say yes. Touchdown for Wynne.
Yeah, good run there from McKnight. The third quarterback of the night for Wynne, but able to get in the end zone. Nice cut around the defense on the option play and able to get in there. So that's good for him. Give him some confidence, especially if he has to play again next week at quarterback. You want him to be building his confidence here at the end of the game.
If James Parker is out, I think he's won the job. Good job of hanging on the football. Nice run. Option play that time. Not against necessarily the first team Arkadelphia defense, but he did run the play nicely. They're going to go for 2. He will roll out and pitch it at the last moment, and there's room there, and so it is a 2-point conversion for Wynne. They're going to pick up 8 more, and this is turning into the high-scoring game that we thought in the first quarter it might become. But Arkadelphia leads it. Badgers 51, Wynne 31. 3:21 left in the football game. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Thanks for meeting me here.
No problem. You know, Farm Bureau Insurance has local agents making this kind of thing real easy.
Well, your auto insurance has saved me a lot on old Becky here.
Harold, your dog swallowed the remote again.
Who's that?
Older Becky.
Oh. Ugh.
Real service, real people. That's Farm Bureau Insurance.
Call Clark County Farm Bureau today at 870-246-4554.
It would appear to me the class of 74 is having a good time down there. Their 45-year reunion celebrating tonight at the football game. A little bit warm, but not too bad. Down under 80 degrees here tonight at Badger Stadium. They're watching a runaway second-half victory by Arkadelphia. Wynne led by 9 at one point in the second half, but Arkadelphia came screaming back, and now the Badgers lead it by 20, 51-31, 3:21 left. And I think we're going to see some younger Badgers on the field here on offense momentarily. There's a good, nice crowd shot. Class of 74. Anybody from that class watching? See a few of your old classmates down there. Oh, I shouldn't have used the word old, should I? 45-year reunion. Well, our 40-year reunion for the class of 79, the class that I'm in, that's coming up at homecoming as well. Here's a return of the kickoff up to the 27-yard line and cut down there. Arkadelphia will have the possession next, and let's see if Alex Loy is the quarterback on this possession for the Badgers.
Yeah, I do think we'll see Loy come out there. 20-point lead, 3 minutes, 15 seconds left on the clock. So I think we're going to see Loy come out there. Some of the younger guys come out, try to run the ball, get some quality playing time here, run the clock down a bit, and see out this win for Arkadelphia.
What do you think, Caleb? Do I look old enough to have a 40-year reunion?
I don't think so.
Oh, good, good. I mean, you saved your headset with that.
You'd be the one turning it off my mic this week.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
All right, Arkadelphia lines up with Loy at quarterback. We're going to bring in the names of some of these younger Badgers that have checked into the game. You're going to get to see play here. And there is a handoff to the right side. There's a nice run up to the 35, to the 40. Some good speed on the far sideline. Bailey with the run. He's going to be a good one.
Yeah, that running back. We saw him earlier in this game on the kickoff return on the field for the Badgers. And once again, we're going to see him with the ball. Definitely a running back that's going to be really a big player for the Badgers in years to come. That time getting a first down and a couple more. Bailey doing a great job of just getting to the outside. And once again, like we talked about with the defense, this offense getting some quality experience. Some of these guys not going to get to play as much in the big moments because of how good this Badgers first team is, but still getting some quality minutes here in this ball game.
Braylon Bailey is only a sophomore. And he will take the handoff again. Right up the middle he goes. Good speed. He's up to the 40, to the 35, 30, down at the 29-yard line. Good blocking by that young offensive line, and a nice sprint for Bailey.
Yeah, that was a great run up the middle from Bailey. And as you mentioned, good blocking from a young offensive line. And the big difference when you have these young offensive lines is they're smaller offensive lines. They haven't had as much time in the weight room as the older guys. And the other thing is they're growth hormones have not hit in as much as those older guys have, and so that was an impressive block from those young offensive linemen.
Jay-Sean Davis also in the game. What an impressive young player he is, with a catch tonight, playing receiver right now. They're going to hand it again to Bailey. Bailey dodges a tackler in the far sideline, but slips down. No gain on first down. There is one veteran in there, as Ricky Rogers Jr. is in playing the slot back right now. He's a defensive end, but learning that position as well, so he's getting a little bit of practice right now.
Kyler Pfeiffer in it, slot receiver, Logan Becker, a few seniors out there.
Arkadelphia looks to the sideline. Clock running at 1:33 left. The Badgers 51, the Yellow Jackets of Wynne High School 31. It hasn't always been so lopsided. Here is a run, and this is Jay-Sean Davis trying to make it to the corner. He'll get a little bit of yardage up to the 25.
A good run there by the powerful wide receiver, Jay-Sean Davis. We saw him at quarterback last year as the freshman quarterback, but now getting some time at receiver. We've seen him earlier tonight when he had that touchdown grab. At that time, the run to the left side, the powerful, big wide receiver that he is, doing a great job of getting a couple extra yards on the play.
And the first team offense is going to get a chance to come out here and kneel out the game.
That will be the call. The first teamers making their way back onto the field. Means a lot to take victory formation, so it's the first teamers that will do that. A knee, and that should be it. Arkadelphia will not have to snap the ball again. 34 seconds left of the game. It's going to be Arkadelphia 51, Wynne 31. Let me remind you, Wynne is a team with a tremendous amount of history, a team picked to win the 5A East Conference, and yet Arkadelphia just dominated the second half to pick up a 20-point win. We're down to 14 seconds left. We'll keep it here till we get to 0, but Arkadelphia is going to be 3-0 on the year, sweeping the non-conference schedule. Our own Caleb Bird is going to head down to the sideline to interview Arkadelphia's head coach, J.R. Eldridge. We're excited to bring you that. And now we go to 0. Arkadelphia 51, Wynne 31. We'll be back with the postgame show in 2 minutes.
Price & Company Insurance and Bonds in Arkadelphia is a 100% fully independent agency, meaning that you'll be working with insurance agents who have an in-depth knowledge of multiple insurance products, companies, and guidelines, not just one. Contact Price & Company Insurance and Bonds today for your needs at 1015 Caddo Street in Arkadelphia or by calling 870-246-5573. Price & Company Insurance and Bonds says, "Go Badgers!"
Doctors Gary and Rob Rucker are proud sponsors of this Arkadelphia Badger broadcast. Dr. Gary and Rob Rucker supporting the Badgers since 1996.
Citizens Bank was established by a group of local business leaders who shared a vision of creating a bank that would be committed to serving working people. Over the years, we have expanded our services, locations, and technology, but we make every effort to stay true to our roots. Citizens Bank is owned by local shareholders and governed by a local board of directors, most of whom live, work, and invest alongside our customers. We continue to take pride in a heritage of independence that honors the vision of our founders, and we remain dedicated to the financial progress of the people we serve.
Get real attention on your auto insurance. Get real auto, home, and life insurance. Get Farm Bureau Insurance.
Locally owned and operated, Welch Funeral Home has been serving the Arkadelphia community since 2005. Our goal at Welch Funeral Home is to offer every family that will allow us to serve them the most caring, dignified, professional service at the most affordable price. With over 40 years of experience in the funeral home industry, owner Tim Welch and Welch Funeral Home have also been longtime supporters of the Arkadelphia Badgers and Lady Badgers. Contact Welch Funeral Home at 870-230-1400 or visit them at 202 South 4th Street near downtown Arkadelphia.
Everyone's known for something. Ours is simple. At the Southwest Auto Collection and iDriveSWA.com, you get the absolute lowest price on America's best brands. Ford, Lincoln, Chevy, GMC, Buick, and Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. The best selection and the lowest prices guaranteed. And we deliver anywhere in the state, plus tires for life. It really is that simple. Visit us today, the Southwest Auto Collection, I-30 Exit 78 in Arkadelphia, or online at iDriveSWA.com.
We're into the postgame show now, brought to you by Kerry Garnett, broker at Blend Real Estate in San Diego, California. Once again, Kerry, the quarterback of the 1979 championship team, and that team is going to assemble here at homecoming, and we're going to honor them at that football game. So we are excited about that. If you're a member of the 79 championship football team, please come back to Badger Stadium and be part of that evening in which we're going to have great halftime entertainment by the Arkadelphia High School Band. Pre-game, of course, naming the Queen and Maid of Honor, and we're also going to honor that evening the championship team of 1979. So we're excited about that. Championship teams of 2017 and 18 already in the books. 19 certainly in progress and looking pretty good as Arkadelphia goes to 3-0 tonight. The Badgers actually trailed in the second half 23-14 with only 5:34 left in the third quarter, because the third quarter more than half of it disappeared in a long Wynne drive that ended in a field goal, so they led by 9. After that, Arkadelphia went from 14 points to 51 points by the end of the game. What a performance, Jack Bennington, for the Arkadelphia offense and defense.
Yeah, it really was incredible. I mean, after we saw that long drive from Wynne to start that second half, to go all the way down the field and be in the red zone, all these Badger fans got to be thinking, oh, here we go again, another touchdown for Wynne, going to be a two-touchdown game, not looking great. But probably one of the biggest things in the entire game was Arkadelphia being able to hold Wynne to a field goal down there, not exactly getting the momentum on our side, but keeping it away from the Yellow Jackets at that time, allowing the Badgers offense to get back on the field with just a little bit of momentum, with just a little bit of positivity, thinking that they can go down there and score. And just like we saw in that third quarter, going and scoring less than a minute later, making it a 2-point game, and from then on scored a whole lot of points, as we see the Badgers finish with 51 points, and at that time, or right before that, they only had 14. So a huge game for the Badgers tonight, being able to come from behind in the second half to get the win, starting 3-0. An incredible game on both sides of the football for the Badgers tonight.
Jack, Arkadelphia made some mistakes in the first half and trailed as a result of that, but at halftime, as we expected, they got it together. I'm sure some words from head coach J.R. Eldridge, also some veteran seniors who I'm sure led by example and said, we've got this, we just got to get it together, stop the mistakes, no more penalties, we're going to score every time we get the ball. And they did exactly that.
And it's crazy, too, though, because these guys aren't cocky about it, because they know they're not – just because they go out and they play the game doesn't mean they're going to win every time. We know last year they started 0-5. This team is one that has a story of redemption, it seems like, every year, and we saw that again tonight, a story of redemption, coming back and beating Wynne after losing to them on their home field last year, coming out tonight and not necessarily having a chip on their shoulder, but knowing – that how good this team is. Some of these guys, like we've talked about, starting for 2-3 years now. An outstanding team full of seniors that have so much experience and so much leadership that once again tonight show that they are a team to be reckoned with in 4A.
We're going to have a statistical report from Jim Rothwell, and we'll also have an interview down on the field with our own Kayla Bird and a conversation with J.R. Eldridge. We'll see also if you can catch a player or two. All that coming your way when we come back to the post-game show, sponsored by Kerry Garnett, broker at Blend Real Estate in San Diego, California. We'll be back after this.
Price & Company Insurance and Bonds in Arkadelphia is a 100% fully independent agency, meaning that you'll be working with insurance agents who have an in-depth knowledge of multiple insurance products, companies, and guidelines, not just one. Contact Price & Company Insurance and Bonds today for your needs at 1015 Caddo Street in Arkadelphia or by calling 870-246-5573. Price & Company Insurance and Bonds says, "Go Badgers!"
Under perfect conditions, your car traveling at 65 miles per hour can stop in about 300 feet. That's the length of a football field.
But a fully loaded tractor trailer, one that weighs 80,000 pounds, will take 2 football fields to stop. And that's if the driver is rested, paying attention, and the truck and load is properly maintained.
If you're in an accident with a big truck, call 1-800-CAR-WRECK.
Get the experienced team that's going to be on your side, by your side.
Turner & Turner PA is a proud supporter of the Arkadelphia Badgers. Located in downtown Arkadelphia, Turner & Turner looks forward to joining you in cheering on the Badgers this season. Go Badgers from Turner & Turner PA.
As a family-owned sporting goods supplier since 1950, Southwest Sporting Goods understands the value of customer service and is committed to providing the best quality customer service and merchandise available. Southwest Sporting Goods is located in Arkadelphia, but also has salesmen that cover the entire state of Arkansas to help ensure that their customers will receive the best customer service and pricing that can be found. Southwest Sporting Goods, located in downtown Arkadelphia, supporting the Badgers since 1950.
What if a bank didn't just make home loans, but taught responsible home ownership? What if a bank didn't just make business loans, but actually trained successful entrepreneurs? And what if a bank didn't just help you use credit, but helped you build and repair it? That would be a different kind of bank. Southern Bancorp, a bank on a mission to be wealth builders for everyone. Learn how you can bank differently at banksouthern.com/whatif.
Finally got me, Ben.
What's that, Rick?
The Clark Street crater, the mother of all potholes. For decades, it's tormented the people of this town. They try to fill it, but it always returns. Got me good.
But you know State Farm's got you, too.
You ain't nothing!
Are you trash talking a pothole?
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Call State Farm agent Austin Wingfield at 870-246-2162 today.
We're in the postgame show, once again brought to you by Kerry Garnett, broker at Blend Real Estate in San Diego, California. That's right, we have national sponsors. Thank you, Kerry Garnett. Tell you what, the 74 class had a great time tonight. Their reunion, of course, 45 years. They got to see a 51-31 win for Arkadelphia. But with 5:34 left in the third quarter, Wynne led in this game 23-14, and then Arkadelphia scored 37 straight points. Wynne got the last touchdown against the reserves, but 37 straight points in the second half by Arkadelphia to take this victory. We believe in just a moment we're going to be able to bring you a sideline report from Caleb Bird as J.R. Eldridge is on the sideline with him, so we'll have an opportunity to bring that to you here in just a moment. We're also going to have a statistical report from Jim Rothwell. A lot of stats tonight, lots of touchdowns, lots of yardage, rushing, a little bit passing, but mainly rushing yardage tonight for a variety of Arkadelphia Badgers who had a great night. Wynne, we remind you, is expected to win their conference. They're in the 5A East, so Arkadelphia has 3 straight victories over 2 6A teams and a 5A team, all of them quality teams. Arkadelphia has stretched its winning streak to 13 straight. After losing the first 5 games last year, Arkadelphia has now won 13 straight games. This on a Thursday night. Arkadelphia didn't have as much time as usual to get ready for that option offensive win. They were able to defend it very well in the second half, and Arkadelphia got the lopsided victory tonight. Arkadelphia does have next week off, a bye week before the conference season starts. So that sets up very well. Conference season, of course, Arkadelphia and Nashville, followed by Arkadelphia and Joe T. Robinson. So we're going to find out a lot about how the conference race shakes out after those 2 weeks. The 3 teams expected to be at the top of the standings are going to be visiting each other. Arkadelphia will visit each one in the first 2 weeks of the conference season. We are ready to go to the sideline now and have a conversation. This is Caleb Bird on the sideline with Arkadelphia head coach J.R. Eldridge.
All right, Coach, congratulations on the victory tonight. Your team's undefeated through a non-conference season. How do you think this non-conference schedule has prepared you for the conference season now?
Well, I think we played 3 tough teams, teams that have a lot of tradition and play hard, well coached, and I'm just so proud of our football team. But I think it prepares us for our conference schedule. We're going to have a tough conference schedule. We're going to enjoy this one, and then we've got about a week and a half to prepare for Nashville.
Coach, your offense was nearly unstoppable tonight. Didn't punt the ball one time all night. What went into that game plan there?
Well, I just think that Coach Moreland, Coach Matlock, they do an excellent job with our scheme and putting players in position to make plays. So really, they did a great job, and then our players just executed the game plan. So really proud of the way that our players executed, and obviously the way our coaches coach.
A big change at halftime. First half, Wynne was running the ball really well. Second half, they came out, weren't doing so well on offense. So what changed there at halftime?
Well, I think part of it was we began to win on first and second down. Then we were able to get them off the field on third down. I feel like we were very physical on their quarterback. Their first string quarterback went out. So that was definitely a positive for us as far as, being able to continue that momentum.
And then finally you mentioned the mental toughness, the mental discipline it was going to take to win this game. Did your team show that?
I feel like they did. I mean, we just, we prepare, and then our guys really did a great job of just having that, the VVR mentality, really.
All right, Coach, congrats on the victory.
Thank you.
That's our own Caleb Bird on the sideline in conversation with J.R. Eldridge, the head coach of the Arkadelphia Badgers. He'll let himself smile later tonight, I think. But what a victory tonight as Arkadelphia came from behind in the second half and won it by 20, 37 straight points by the Badgers from the third quarter through midway through the fourth quarter. Our own Jim Rothwell's been working on stats, and he's had a workout tonight. Lots of people carrying the ball, lots of yardage, lots of touchdowns. Jim, what does it look like?
It was pretty exciting. It did keep me busy here. Let's talk about Wynne first. The first thing is they did not throw a pass all night. So no passing yardage. That allowed Arkadelphia's defense just to concentrate on the run. In the first half, we did see the defense give up some on the outside pitches and a little bit in the second half, but they stopped the runs up the middle, which was the key. The fullback got 70 yards on 17 carries, and we saw how big he was. And in the option like that, particularly the wishbone or the slot option like that, if you stop the fullback and make the quarterback pitch or whatever, it really dictates the game. And so they were able to make that, and they gave up some yards. Second half, they didn't. And looking at what Wynne did at halftime, I think they had 288 yards. They ended up with 366, which means they only got 78 yards in the second half. Most of that came on that last drive. I think 60-plus yards came on that last drive.
And then they had to drive the very first drive of the third quarter, but in between, almost nothing.
Almost nothing. About 18 yards there in between. Again, some of that was because their quarterback was out, but Arkadelphia was beginning to play that much better. That's why he came to that pitch. He was going to be stopped. So Arkadelphia was beginning to play that outside option much better at the beginning of the second half. So great defense in the second half in particular. Took a while for the defense to get a feel for that option, and that's not unusual because you don't see it very much, and if you don't have time to practice it, you've got to make the adjustments. You've got to slow your pace down and not overrun things. So they did a good job in the second half. Again, running, they ended up with Wynne ended up with 366 yards, but again, most of that came in the first half or on that last drive there. So good job, a lot of different rushers for them.
Jim, I tell you what, we'll go through the Arkadelphia stats in just a moment because we've got another sideline interview. This time, a couple of Badger players interviewed by Caleb Bird. It's Kyron Harrison and then London Cotton.
All right, Kyron, first off, you finished non-conference season 3-0, undefeated so far. How does that feel?
It feels good, but we just got to come back and get ready for conference.
Yeah, so tonight you had a big night on offense and on defense. But first, we're going to talk offense. It seemed like the other team just couldn't tackle you tonight.
I just got to go back and give it to my O-line. And once again, they did all the dirty work. They allowed me to make plays that I did. They get the credit, not me.
So when you see a guy running at you on defense, what's going through your head? Because it seems like it takes 3 or 4 of them to break you down. In your head, are you thinking, yeah, this guy is going to tackle me? Or what are you thinking in that moment?
No, in my mindset, I'm not going to be tackled until I get in the box. Not even then.
Yeah. And so another big play tonight, you had the long 60-yard touchdown run. There was a flag on the field. What was going through your head there when you saw the flag and then when the play was the penalty was rolled to be on the defense?
It was kind of devastating at first because, a big run like that gets called back. It's kind of a momentum swing.
Right.
So once I seen the flag and knew that it was on defense, it was just a sigh of relief.
Right. And then so you have a big night on offense, over 200 yards rushing, and you come on defense, make a few big tackles on defense. Is there a mentality shift that goes there between playing offense and playing defense?
Not really. Just make plays over and over again and keep pouring on steam.
All right, Kyron, thanks, and congrats on the victory.
Thank you.
Down here with London Cotton. In London, you're the offensive tackle. The offensive line had a big night tonight. A lot of rushing yards picked up. Offense never punted the ball. And y'all have had a really good start to the season. How much is this experience playing in here early on?
Well, all of last year it was really a rebuild and regrouping. So this year we were just really experienced and veteran offensive linemen to be able to just go out there and be able to do what we do.
Yeah, and so tonight, what went into that, not having to punt the ball? How does that feel to just constantly be moving the ball on offense?
It was great. It gave us a lot of confidence to be able to move the ball and have trust in each other and be able to just go out there and do what we do.
And how confident are you guys when you see a guy line up across from you that you're going to be able to handle him on that play?
Oh, it's the best feeling in the world just to be able to just go out there and just dominate, knowing that you're going to dominate every single play.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks a lot, London, and congrats on the victory.
Thank you.
London Cotton and friends down on the field. That's fantastic. London Cotton, Kyron Harrison, and, of course, also the Arkadelphia head coach, J.R. Eldridge, we heard from on the sideline with Caleb Bird tonight. Let's go back to Jim Rothwell. Jim, how'd Arkadelphia look tonight? I think they got a lot of yards.
They did. They ended up with total yards 515, which is
wow,
about the most I remember in a while, although they've had good offenses. A lot of times they put the points up quick and the backups come in. Turner was a good night passing for him, 6 out of 10, very effective on the passing, 84 yards. He did have a TD. He had the one interception there. Rushing, 7 for 105 yards, 2 TDs there. So he had a total yards of 189 yards. Get what you expect from Cannon Turner every night. Harrison rushed for 16 times for 219 yards, 2 TDs. He did have the one fumble out of end zone where he had 3 TDs. That receiving, he had 1 for 13 yards, so he had a total of 232 yards. In 3 games, he has 10 TDs and over 500 yards rushing, plus some additional yards receiving. So he's having a great season. I mean, 3 games, he's had what a lot of people would think about for half a season maybe, or even a whole season. And again, he did miss that one other TD that would have given him 11. Thomas, we're seeing every game him get a little bit more involved. 1 reception for 27 yards and a TD, 4 rushes for 56 yards and 2 TDs. His speed on the outside makes it Harrison effective inside, and Turner on the sweeps as well. Witten 2 catches for 20 yards, and Davis had 2 catches, 24 yards and a TD. Arkadelphia rushed for 431 yards, total of 515, so big night for the offense. A couple of turnovers, 1 fumble, again the one out of the end zone after driving the ball down, and then the interception where just looked like sort of thrown up a little bit, and we've seen that, but again, otherwise very effective night passing. 5 penalties. Arkadelphia doing a good job minimizing penalties. 5 penalties for 50 yards. No punts, as we said earlier. The key to me was that third quarter when they, after Wynne came out and got the field goal, Arkadelphia just took over that game, sort of like they did last week after Benton came out and scored, took over the game in that third quarter. They did that to about middle of the third quarter. They scored 37 points in about 9 minutes. There, I looked at the time of the touchdowns. And the first touchdown or first points were at 4:22 in the third, and the last one came with 7-something in the fourth. So roughly about 9 minutes, they were putting up 37 points. A lot of that had to do with turnovers by Wynne and getting the ball in good field position. But still, you've got to score in those at those times. And they did. They took advantage of it.
That's exactly right. It didn't take them long at all to get in the end zone once they got the ball, no matter where the ball was on the football field, especially in the second half. But really throughout the game, they were able to move the ball. Just a couple of turnovers in the first half that held things back.
Right. Just a couple of plays in the first half, and the game would have been out of reach probably early even in the first half. They missed the one with fumble out of the end zone. It seemed like there was another play where they got stopped for some reason, and they were moving the ball the whole time, even in the first half when they were trailing at halftime.
You get the idea, Jim, that Turner could have passed for a lot of yards tonight, but why go to the air when the rushing game is looking so good? One runner over 200 yards tonight, another over 100.
And then another over 50. I mean, that's you can't.
Wow.
3 different runners score touchdowns rushing, so pretty effective running game. And that goes back to the offensive line, as we heard Landon Cotton talk about. I mean, they controlled the game, and that comes from that experience. Struggled last year starting, but once they got together, they've been very good since that time, since about game 6 of last year. They've just been dominating the line of scrimmage.
Again, Wynne was a good team. If they get their starting quarterback back, they're going to have some opportunities perhaps to win the 5A East, perhaps to make a run in the 5A playoffs. They're really a fine team. Arkadelphia showed an ability to move the ball and score on an awfully good, what was expected to be an awfully good defense for Wynne. Had trouble with the option for a while in the first half, but really put it together in the second half.
And that's not unusual when you don't have time to practice for the option. When you first see it, you often tend to overrun it, and instead of be patient and wait for what's going to happen and play your position. And once they began to do that, it began to stop it, as we saw in the second half. When I look back, They've won 4 straight conference championships, going for 5. They're a good team. You don't win 4 straight conference championships without having a good program.
With a good coach, absolutely. It's time to move to offensive and defensive players of the game. Lots of choices. Jack Bennington, also Caleb Bird rejoining us in the booth right now. Let's go to Jack first, and let's talk defense. Where do you go first for a defensive player of the game, Jack?
Oh, man. That's honestly is a really hard one. Definitely had a lot of guys stand out tonight. On the defensive side of the football, definitely a lot of names that we can say. I'm honestly not sure, if I'm being completely honest.
Well, okay, look at the picture then and tell us who you think is the most attractive defensive player if you don't know which one played best tonight.
How about this? How about I'll go with...
Who's got the best picture?
Yeah, I do have the best picture. I'll go with Ricky Rogers Jr. And I'll give him the defensive player of the game, but also because of his work on the offensive end tonight, doing the job that he did blocking throughout the entire game that we saw tonight. Ricky Rogers, a really good friend of mine, just doing an outstanding job that we've seen throughout the season. He's got to be my defensive player of the game. He's just so great. Am I right, guys?
I think you're right. He's got to be your defensive player of the game. Caleb, what do you think?
Oh, wow. I mean, Jack gave a really compelling case for Ricky Rogers.
Indeed, I did.
He played a good game. I don't know if Jack's reasoning is correct, but he played a good game. So he deserves to be in the consideration.
So what's your pick, Caleb?
Another guy that played really well in the defensive line was Terrell Sumler. He was really dominant in the inside there. The fullback run wasn't really able to get going too much for Wynne. Last year, that fullback run up the middle dominated Arkadelphia's defense, and this year, that interior defensive line combo of Wheeler and Sumler did a really good job. But I'm going to pick one guy, Sammy Hawthorne. My defensive player of the game is going to be Sammy Hawthorne at middle linebacker. He made a lot of good tackles. He had a fumble recovery, which turned out to be a big play in the third quarter. And so I think that Sammy Hawthorne is my defensive player of the game.
I'm going to go with Hawthorne also. A tremendously excitable player. This is a guy who really can get his teammates excited, and they needed some rejuvenation in the second half. He provided that with a fumble recovery and then a celebration afterwards. So Sammy Hawthorne is our defensive player of the game, although honorable mention goes to Mr. Rogers, as he has had a tremendous career and continues to have a great senior year for Arkadelphia. Offensive player of the game. We're going to switch our graphic to offense, and let's see what we think. We're going to switch our percussion off here in a second, and we'll let you tell us, Caleb, offensive player of the game. Who are you going to go with?
Yeah.
You got lots of good choices.
Yeah, some good choices. I'm going to give you my number 2 and my number 1. All right?
Okay.
My number 2 player of the game is Buster Thomas. Buster last week was the offensive player of the game, both from us in the studio and from the coaches with their statistical analysis. And so Buster was the offensive player of the game last week. He had a big touchdown run this week. Did a nice return, but I think my offensive player of the game is going to be Kyron Harrison. Kyron seemed like no one was able to tackle him. Don't know if we had a stat on yards after contact, but he did really well after the contact, picking up continuous yards there. And so Kyron Harrison is my defensive player of the game.
Offensive player of the game, Jack.
If we had time, I'd give you my top 11, but I'll just give you my number 1 tonight. Really, there were a lot of guys out there that had a great game tonight, but I'd also have to go with Kyron Harrison, the guy that really didn't have the best showing in the first half with the fumbled ball that went into the end zone, but in the second half, a story of redemption once again. Kyron Harrison did a good job really putting the Badgers on his back, running the football so many times tonight through this Yellow Jacket defense, scoring touchdowns left and right tonight, showing just how good of a running back he can be for this Badgers team. So I'd have to give Kyron Harrison my offensive player of the game.
Offensive player of the game has just got to be Kyron Harrison. My goodness, 219 yards rushing for Arkadelphia tonight on only 16 carries, 13 yards per carry. A great second half for Harrison. Very difficult to tackle. Lots of people scored touchdowns tonight. Turner had a great night. Thomas had a great night. The offensive line blocked extraordinarily well throughout the game. But Harrison made up for that one mistake when he fumbled the ball through the end zone for a touchback with a great second half, well over 200 yards, as we said. Kyron Harrison is our offensive player of the game. Let's wrap it up, Caleb, by talking about next week. 2 weeks from now. Next week is a bye, of course, and then the conference season starts against Nashville.
Yeah, I think next week is going to be much welcomed bye week for Arkadelphia. You've got this extra day now to prepare, really to rest up. I don't think Arkadelphia maybe they'll do a film walkthrough tomorrow, have the weekend to rest, and then hit a nice rest week of practice, maybe 2 or 3 days next week. Get healthy and be ready for Nashville. So I think the bye week is going to be really helpful. Nashville coming up, they had a young team last year, team that finished ahead of Arkadelphia in the conference standings though. And so that team's going to be improved off last year's team. And so Arkadelphia, as always, is going to be ready for a challenge against the Scrappers.
Jack, what do you say as we get ready for the conference season?
Well, we're 3-0 now, doing really good this season. The Badgers really just starting out perfect in every way, shape, and form. Like you said, going into the bye week and then starting conference play. Going to be huge, like we know. Playing against probably the 2 best teams in the conference the first 2 games, and starting out with Nashville, a team that we have played so many close games over the past decade or so. And so definitely against the Scrappers is going to be a really big game for both of these sides. Definitely going to want to start the conference play on the right foot. So going to be a huge game for the Badgers going into this next week with a bye, getting some rest, like you said, Caleb, and then starting out strong conference play with a win against the Scrappers would be really nice.
This has been the post-game show brought to you by Kerry Garnett, broker at Blend Real Estate in San Diego, California. Once again, want you to come. Make sure you're here for homecoming. The 79 championship team is going to be honored that night. The class of 79 is going to be having a reunion that night. We hope the class of 74 had a good reunion tonight. They certainly had a good game to watch. Also want to say thank you to Dakota Flores for our top of the press box camera, and our camera giving you the close-ups tonight was run by Sawyer Goodrum, who is a student at Arkadelphia High School. Thank you, Sawyer, for joining our team tonight. Well, also say thank you to my partners every week, and Caleb Bird and Jack Bennington, to my longtime partner in Jim Rothwell on statistics. I also want to say thank you to Amy Babb, because without Amy, Chris would not be a Badger, and it's important that he is a Badger because he runs the show here and bringing you this video live stream. We're excited about that, excited about this game tonight. The Badgers are on a 13-game win streak. Arkadelphia won tonight 51-31 over Wynne. And that's it from Badger Stadium. Good night, everybody. This is Jeff Root and Abby. Daddy's on his way home.
You are watching Arkadelphia Badger football on ArkadelphiaBadgerTV.com and the Mascot Media app. Arkadelphia Badger Football 2019 is brought to you by Edward Jones Blake Bell, Turner & Turner PA, Austin Wingfield State Farm Insurance, Farm Bureau Insurance of Clark County, Welch Funeral Home, Doctors Gary and Rob Rucker, Southern Bancorp, Price & Company Insurance and Bonds, Southwest Sporting Goods, Eccles Thompson and Kneebone LTD, Mary and Martha's Florist and Gifts, Turner, Rogers, Manning and Plyler CPA, Taylor King and Associates, Angry Goat Media, Southwest Auto Collection, Citizens Bank, Print Media, Washita Baptist University, and Kerry Garnett, broker at Blend Real Estate in San Diego, California. Arkadelphia Badger Football is a joint production of the Arkadelphia Public School District and the Rogers Department of Communication at Washita Baptist University.